as I begin recording. So, day 17 into the Morbog. You, the Hammer Strike, have recently been waging a campaign of guerrilla warfare against a House of Black Dragonborn who assert dominion over the Morbog, who follow the leadership of a black dragoness called Mortithax. Even more recently, during an attack on a caravan of these individuals, you discovered two captives, a dwarf of the Order of the Gatekeepers called Torvik, and another dragonborn, a diamond dragonborn called Tikalia. Both ambushed by a group of black dragonborn, being the only two members left of their respective groups. Torvik, apparently a clan member of Clan Silverhearth, the same clan Arngrim's from, and they both lived within Mountain Home, just down the street from one another when they were young, but never interacted much. Tikalia apparently has some connection with Glacier Borlis, a character from Dejar's background. Tikalia being a member of House Ethridax, who's taken an oath to see the end of House Mortithax. Tikalia revealed that she and Torvik would have likely become sacrifices for some ritual to enable Mortithax and her house to weaponize black spots. It was revealed that House Mortithax was in alignment with the Awakened and subservient to another Dragonborn house called House Noctis. You all eventually bedded down to rest after this discussion, but partway through the night you were ambushed by a number of black guard drakes and two Dragonborn, a Beastmaster and a Shadowstalker respectively. You eventually defeated them, leaving only one black guard drake to flee into the darkness. Seemingly, it was discovered that this was some sort of excavation or scouting group who had been following mysterious circumstances and tank tracks all the way from the ruined fortress where you first encountered the mummified remains of the first ever Dragonborn you'd encountered in the flesh. According to the map you found on them, they had stumbled upon your location as one of the last few remaining ruins that needed to be explored and searched for valuables to offer to their dragon leader. It seems that your whereabouts remain unknown for now, but your activities are certainly arousing suspicion among House Mortithax's ranks. You spoke with Tikalia briefly before sleeping about her goals, desires. She told you of Dragonlances, elite noble wyvern riders trained from birth to be great warriors. She told you of her desire to explore the world after her oath was completed, and she inquired as to the exact defences set up within this temple to combat Mortithax. However, you eventually all head to bed, awaiting the next morning. So, I'm going to stick you back onto the map. If it will load.
No loading.
Oh, there we go. So, let us very briefly do some watches for the night. I believe first up is Sayun and Liska.
I thought we were already given a long rest.
Yeah, we completed a long rest. If I remember right.
Yeah, like at the end of the session.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
Yep.
never mind. So come to the dingy light of the morning here in the Morbog.
Let's just have our characters take a long rest, yeah?
Yep. So go ahead and take your long rests. It's now day 18.
Hello, by the way.
Ah, there he is, just in time. You've all.
I joined earlier. I just didn't want to say anything.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just waiting for this to load.
Yeah, no worries. Everyone's just finished taking a long rest on day 18 here in the Morbog. The dingy sort of pale daylight kind of piercing through the curtains of the tent. This sickly pale white light.
I mean, well, not technically, because, Bankdom's still up.
Well, yeah.
Everything is dark. No one gets light. Not even.
Yeah, it's very difficult to tell what time of day it is with the sanctum up.
Oh, we feel like we've rested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what would you like to do today? On the 18th of Octravus.
I'm gonna get crafting.
Alright, what would you like to craft?
Variety of small things, amongst them being, you guessed it.
Gun.
I mean, maybe.
I'm bad at guessing. Continue.
One, gonna do some slight modifications to me gun.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also gonna do the homunculus servant infusement.
Oh, there you go. So you spend some of the morning kind of
For the briefest sakes, Janner.
Yeah.
Let's go over what each wants to do before you start narrating.
Yep, sure. So as Salyun's doing that, what would everyone else like to do?
I'm not sure. I honestly thought we'd be diving right into dragon goading, but give me time to think. Go to somebody else. I'm
Sure.
trying to think of what Valen could feasibly do with the small amount.
Let's see. Grunka, what are you doing?
Honestly, I don't think I'm doing too much right now. I guess I could try and train Webby a little bit.
Okay. So, what would you like to train him to do?
Let's see, what haven't I trained him to do? Let's see here. Where'd I see that?
If you just double click Webby's token, you should see in the biography.
Biography, okay. Alright, commands not learned. Webby is not bigger than me yet. Or no, wait, he is.
He is.
Oh no.
Yeehaw, Choco Fox.
Okay, I guess it's time for some riding lessons.
All right then.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's see. Animal handling, right?
Yes, this would be animal handling.
Janner.
What?
Okay. Can Webby assist? Inspiring help.
Inspiring help.
Or do the help action.
Hmm.
I don't think he could. But it was funny.
I don't think, for the sake of this check, probably not, because you're the
Yeah.
one. Because you're the one training him to do something.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's because he is involved and he needs all his actions to do whatever he's
Yeah.
being done. We can't use the help action. But yeah, okay. Yes. We're not doing anything specific today, right? Hello, gang.
We're gonna at some point try and go to dragon, but I feel like people want to do some last
Yeah,
minute urgent prep first.
Okay. I was figured if I would use the thing, but no. Okay,
I'm
good.
just waiting.
Okay,
I'm waiting
good.
to go dragons. Like, let's go just, like, get a shore up. Continue to kind of repair what damage has been done
Mhm.
to, like, the stuff, and,
Oh, That didn't go too well.
Webby seems a little bit distracted right now. You can definitely tell it's probably the general sort of glum atmosphere of the Morbog that might be getting to him.
Yeah. Look, I kind of like it's like about to like start training, and then he just kind of like, nah, you know what? The other things to do later. Yeah, I know it's not really the right place. You know, this tent is kind of small to do this, and I don't know why I started doing it here. Yeah, I know. I'm probably not even thinking too good either. Okay, let's just I don't know, play some dice or something. Yeah. No, I won't use the dice. I want to use the Charlatan dice. I promise. Yeah, I'm gonna put it here. Yeah, I know. Got take. Here it is. Put it over there. Both of us can see it at all times, and then we just gonna play some dice, okay?
He anxiously twitches his two front mandibles.
Yep. Okay, let's do some dice. And then Webby's just kind of like throw some dice in some game. None of you understand how it works.
I love the implication that the Webby's so good at dice that Gronka has to cheat.
Hey man.
All right, so Liska, you're just sort of standing by, just ready and waiting.
Yeah, just kind of, again, like I said, going around, shoring up, like, defenses, like, doing what repairs that you can.
All right.
Not that I think anything really got destroyed or whatnot in that small raid, but
Yeah.
still.
Good to check.
Angrim, what are you doing?
I'm not super sure what I can do here.
Very loud right now. Hang on.
Oh, do I need to turn myself down?
There you go. All right, continue.
Okay. I'm not super sure what I can do. It seems like other people are shoring up defenses. I don't know if that's just the general state of appeal or what's going on. Do I need to do anything to make the device Vellum crafted, the harpoon, function with my tech?
Oh?
Probably, besides actually activating the cannon to shoot it.
Oh, the spear. No, it's literally just you stick it in the front, and it's designed in such a way that it'll make use of the force applied.
Right. Awesome. This is the one that's got the chain on it with my winch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, easy peasy. I'll make sure that's, like, set up and ready.
All right, which is easy enough to do. Not going to require any checks for that. So, Dejar, is there anything that you would like to do?
Probably talk to Arngrim.
Right there at his name.
Your boy's about.
I'm gonna take the Naga at least a few minutes to gather up the courage. Go find Arngrim to the tank. Go around a bit, and then probably hear someone tinkering in the tank. Arngrim, do you have a moment?
Ooh, hey, let me just... Here! As he just pulls a bunch of chains and attaches it towards his winch. Hey, right then.
About last night, prior to the Fuckwad raid that happened,
Hello?
He's thinking.
Oh, okay.
He is sorry that she offended you in some way with not seeming to trust you. She does, but it's hard to put into words.
What was
I
this?
know. Remember when you
When Jajara went off and did shit by herself, and it was a breach of trust issue.
Yeah, basically.
Open with the topic.
I don't remember fully.
Dujara came back
remember.
with some helpful information, but the source of which uncertain, and apparently she went off outside of the camp to do some messaging by herself without telling it. Arngrim brought up the point.
Oh yeah, and she would not say.
She couldn't say because of blood pact reasons or whatever it was. Blood promise.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's like, no, don't make her say it. Don't make her break a vow. Yeah, I recall now. Oh, well, it's okay. You know. Well, no, it's not okay, but it's... nothing can be changed at this point. So it's fine to move forward. So, you know, I'm not gonna let it stew on me, and you shouldn't let it stew on you. But,
I know.
you know... Hey.
I know, but feel like that was not the right thing to do, irregardless. I should have been at least open in what I was doing, rather than skulking in the shadows. I'm used to working with just another person beside me, not so many people.
Aye, but, you know, would you still go off and do things completely alone?
No, again, that's still an excuse, so apologies.
Well, I understand. You know, we're an interestingly made makeshift bunch. The only thing really holding us together at the moment is a matter of convenience. And potentially a contract to make some money. We're not some complete special organization. Some of us have allegiances, as he gestures to himself, completely to Mayland and its service. Others are just powerful and have earned some clout with the Defensive Council for it, because they're the best for the job. Hello, we have actual foreign military with us, with Liska. It's very difficult to think of us as one single unified group, because we're more just a bunch of traveling associates that sort of are friendly with each other. And we don't have a
On.
anchor. Yeah. We don't have a big bond, not a whole lot connects us. So I can understand why it's hard to feel a part of our group when our group really isn't even a great part of anything. You know, our group isn't very much. We don't have a strong bond for you to even form with in the first place. That said, you know, let's try our best to communicate with each other, simply for the sake our strongest bond at the moment is not dying in the Morbog and having our souls turned into something hideous. You know, that's all. If you want to do something, especially if it's a little bit uncanny, like types of soul magics, or blood magics, excuse me, just let us know so we don't think you're the one, you know, with your black scales talking to other black-scaled lizard folk on where we are, why they, you know, and I'm not accusing you of it, but let's say the Morbog messes with somebody's mind and that's the only conclusion they can draw, right? It's just Wipe your ass before you put your pants back on, you know? Well, that doesn't really work for you.
That not.
Shit downstream before you collect your water. There you go.
But I think my friends back home, you would say, think before you act.
You know, that's a great way to put it. Yeah. Think before you act. That way, if somebody goes a bit mad in the Morbog, there's no way for him to draw conclusions of you being suspicious. And there's no way for somebody to twist thoughts against us. And if nothing else, we can feel that we can trust you. Because you're a taboo magic using wizard we barely know, who's kind of here for some sake of their own conveniences, that won't communicate much with us. And it's like, we haven't built the trust and rapport that some of us has built with each other already. And it's a case of, I'd be happy to do that. It's just, don't make it difficult, you know. I'm not upset at you for going off and doing your own thing. I go off, I do my own things. You know? I talk with fucking Dune and Gundren, and I ask questions. I ask Mortrim about, you know, the guidance of this land and things. But if it's something that I feel can affect others, I let them know, and I don't silk off to the shadows. I do it in the space of my tent. If you acquire privacy, that's fine. Just give us as broad and vague of a, I'm going to send a magic spell to talk to someone I care about, but it's kind of a private topic. And that's all we need to know. Because at least then it's just showing you're communicating.
That's something I definitely need to work on. But to put into light so you know a little bit more about me, I'm a bounty hunter. If it helps, I hunt wizards, wayward clerics, paladins, you know, those that misuse magic. And is the reason why I've collected the awakened amulets. If that puts you at ease.
He'll kind of like shuffle around to some, like some of these that he's been gifted by you.
Yes. Since you know more of the law of the land than I do, it would be fair to give or take. Look, I work on my target. I get them. I've been checking on those duties. Right now, it seems to align with my duties. So here we are.
Hey.
Also about the blood promise thing, it's a clan oath. That was the most literal term I could think of.
That's fine. You know, that's why I even said to the others, like, let's not, like, you know, I think it was Vellum was saying, like, deep breath, deep breath, just say, yeah, I can't do him very well. It's why I said, no, let's not force it. I would be very upset if someone who I thought was my friend tried to get me to break my own oath, when my entire quest out here is to go right people who've broken oaths, you know? So, do what you feel is right. Just understand that sometimes there can be consequences, and that can include relations with those about you. If it is like secrecy or betrayal, you know, whatever. You're a grown-ass adult. You're a grown adult, right? How does that work for lizard people?
Yes, I'm a grown-ass adult.
Okay.
Oh boy.
But, you know, you'll understand these things. I appreciate you coming and talking to me. It was just concerning because I don't know, and I'll be honest, I don't give too many damns about, you know, the Accord and their laws and things like that. If it's not messing with my people and my kingdom, others can do what they want. But there are some things that can give heebie-jeebies, and, you know, we have to be mindful of that. Same thing with me and my spirits. Hell, I'm a necromancer. Here I am using spirit magic. At the same time, you know, I'm not gonna shite on you for using blood ones. It's just, we each have to be aware how the world will perceive what we do, and understand that can affect relations. But I really appreciate you coming to me and talking about this. Here, he lifts up his head. Have a cinnamon roll.
Sure. He takes it.
14 HP.
I've never had one of these.
Thank you for 10 HP, Tajal. Mysterious cinnamon roll.
Oh no, it's a mysterious cinnamon roll.
Alrighty.
Yeah, the mysterious cinnamon roll. I've been talking a lot to try and put you at ease, but is there anything you want to say or ask? Can we do anything to start better, forgive me pun, but forging a relationship a little more based on trust?
I'll be honest. I've been trying to figure out, while everyone was doing their own thing, how to help. Being quiet about it wasn't really helpful. Now I can make some materials if you guys want for crafting, but I don't know what else to do. I'm sitting here just reading my book. I feel useless, to be honest.
So even though our pogs are in the tent, I imagine I'm actually over at the fucking
Well,
tank.
yeah, you can drag them wherever you please. It's
I have a hard
Okay.
time getting out at this angle.
It's just so comfortable.
yeah, you just have to
You know.
go through the tent. The curtains are at a weird angle there.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm able to get through.
And just set yourselves to 0 elevation.
Nice. So he's gonna kind of turn to her and like, can you explain a bit what you mean by like crafting? Because I'll be honest, I'm not a fool, you know. Whoops! I double clicked myself to open. My
I'm not
sheet
a fool,
and-
Insights
Wow.
talks. I don't think I'm a fool. Let me have a good hard look at myself.
I fucking click. I double click on myself to open my sheet. My mouse is right on insight. I'm not a fool for the insights, but I do have only 10 intelligence. So I don't really know what you can do and what your type of sorcery and magics is. Can you, like, you don't, I wouldn't go as far as to say you don't have to, but I would encourage you not to go into the details of it, because it's gonna, you know, he's gonna slide a palm across his smooth-topped head. Right off me dome, but what
It might
can
be-
you do to actually help with crafting?
I can show you. It's a little bit easier. He goes over to over to this pile of rocks and spends at least 10 minutes to make one of them into silver. Or minor alchemy ability.
So while you're doing that, he's like, all right, you do it, and he's just gonna fix out the rest of the tank. I'm gonna just Oh. Holy shit!
In simple terms, I change one object into another, but I have to focus on it. Other than that, yeah, silver, wood, iron, I can do it. And that I don't know what else to do.
I use my stone cunning. Is it still even a stone?
Stone. Junior?
Well, it is.
It's does not appear to be stone any longer.
Out comes the chisel tools. He just breaks it in half. Yeah, no, this is an illusion. You just make the outside look like it, right? And you just boom chisels it in half.
He has a small smirk. Shakes her head. Nope.
Excuse me. It appears to be pure silver.
How to
He's
flirt
just
with a
kinda-
dwarf without flirting?
He's looking at the two broken chunks of like a silver geo type shit in his different hands, and it just turns up to you. Do you pay for fucking anything?
It's not that simple. I have to concentrate on it for an hour. Once an hour is gone, it reverts back. So unless it can be found a way to be made permanent, it's only gonna last for an hour.
A way to be made permanent. I have a thought.
Hmm?
Hold on. A blood vessel on his forehead starts to bulge out. Hold on, his brow is furrowing as he's thinking.
Brain blast.
I think he's thinking.
I think I know what you're trying to do, and I want to see how Janner handles it.
He's beginning to believe.
I've got something like this called creation. Have you ever heard of that?
I've heard of the spell. I was preoccupied with other things, but yes, I've heard of it.
Okay. One of the interesting things about creation and my magic, when I just something, it's technically illusion. It creates something that's real, but it only lasts for as long as I think about it. And then instead of going back to being something else, it just disappears. It's got a very special property that any spell you use that's trying to use whatever you out of the ether to make something, the spell just fails. It's very specific about that in the glyphs, in the way that it's made. But this is something that's real. It's not an illusion. In your spell book, I'm assuming that's what you got for this, eh? Wizards always have the totems half the size of them. Does it say that it fails? Any magic would fail?
He's gonna think about this.
We've talked a bit about like this before.
Yeah.
And this was the interesting thing.
I think are you saying on this specific thing that I used to make the silver, right? Yes.
Right.
I don't think it would fail. It probably might succeed. It's new territory, to be honest with you. Try, I guess. Failed. Do it again, but if it succeeds, that's a step in the right direction.
We would have to do this rather quickly and immediately. How much can you do at once?
I can do about 62 pounds.
62 pounds.
What? That is my limit.
So does this require like special bits of energy, sort of like I have to draw out my focus and I use that for certain spells, and my brain gets foggy after a certain point and I can't do certain things anymore? Is it the same with you? Or is this like the cantrips sort of things where
No,
I can
it's-
just mend all day long?
I have to use alchemy to do the procedure. Once the procedure is done and it's changed, I have to basically focus on it like a spell. That's it.
Okay. I have a thought. You said this lasts about an hour, eh?
Yeah. I have to concentrate for an hour, so yeah.
It takes me about an hour to do something, but I've got a special thing where it will take one thing of types of metal and turn it into most others. It's how you've seen me do a lot of my ghostly forging. And it irretrievably coalesces and transforms that material into something else. It doesn't go back. We could try you turning something into another type of metal I could use, and then I could use that as a reagent to something, and it would irretrievably coalesce into something else. Whatever we decide, I could make a fucking silver statue out of the silver you make, and then at the end of it, my magic has turned it into something that's permanent.
I like
Your
that.
concentration breaks and it doesn't matter, because the original rock you were concentrating on or whatever isn't there anymore. You concentrated on it long enough for it to be silver for me to use.
Right.
We should try that. we should try that.
I'm all for it. Probably need about 2 of these rocks, 2 of these slabs. That's probably might be about 6 pounds, 62, give or take. Rough estimate. So yeah, let's do that.
What sort of metals can you make?
Currently, I hate myself for this. I can make iron, copper, or silver. That's about it.
Oh, let's make a bunch of iron. Let's make a bunch of iron and turn the fucking spikes and put it on the wall so it can't land on the wall.
I like you.
Oh, this is
tomato
gonna be
thoughts.
great.
Well,
This
it's
is
fire.
gonna be Vellum! Get your orb ready! Oh, this is gonna be great.
So, as a quick note on that point, on that auspicious announcement, Arngrim was like, this is the morning, right? Arngrim, first thing we were doing is checking the tanks ready and getting the lance in place. Well, at that point, Vellum's gonna waltz up with something under a sheet. All right, I heard you. What do you need now? Oh, here you go, Arngrim. And then I am going to put this in the chat as he reveals moves the sheet.
Ooh.
There you go, in the party chat.
Oh, that looks
Okay.
vicious.
It's meant to be. That's the lance.
That's the thing that you shoot out.
Yep. It is gonna dig in real good.
Holy shit!
I'm gonna say this, and you're gonna probably hate me for it, but that looks like a weapon from Homestuck.
How dare you. It's the green and the white, I know, but I couldn't do green metal. So
I was thinking like mid 2000s Adventure Quest.
Yeah.
the icon doesn't help, but that's for Janet's benefit. Because
Do you
fucking
have
icons don't use big pictures anymore.
Do you have a 200 by 200 pixel version of that?
Oh, I can probably shrink it. It can scale down.
Yeah, we'll do it after. This
I mean, I could
session.
do that now, but I'll send it over to you. But yeah, it is revealed. Hooray!
Nice.
Very nice.
Right, it should be pretty damn sturdy. It's one of my better pieces, so
Vellum,
yeah.
Vellum, holy shit, that's fucking polished. Look at that. In the fucking engravings down at the bottom. Why did you get the acid to... Good job, but look at fucking this. As he holds out his palm with 2 giant chunks of silver in each.
Good job, Arngrim. You've got 2 halves of a silver.
No. He puts them together and puts them back on the stone pile. Fuck it. As he's clapping and pointing.
Now you've got
Look.
1.
No,
He's
get down. Get down. He's grabbing at your fucking shoulder. He has to get on his tippy toes to do it because he's only 4 feet tall.
All
Get
right. Calm
Get
down.
down. Look, squat down. Look at it from my angle.
What?
You see?
You were yelling because
Crouches
of
down.
you were
Getting real
yelling
fucking
because of stone. As Tikali approaches, apparently having heard the yell.
knows what I
hello.
did to it.
Look, you see it? If the shape doesn't get your brain all working, then watch this. Did y'all let it go?
He just drops concentration.
You watch as it seems to warp in shape back to a simple piece of stone rubble.
Oh, I
It
bet
was
the
solid
banks hate
fucking
you.
silver.
You can use magic to turn that into silver.
Tikali's eyes widen.
Yes, basically.
And copper and fucking iron. Vellum. You can make like 60 fucking pounds of it.
How are wizards not banned banks?
That's what I asked. How she pay for anything?
For one, I need to concentrate on that. 2, once an hour is gone, it returns back to whatever I used as material, like stone or wood. Yeah.
Alright,
So-
Nasty Bugger could use that to cheat a lot of it.
Yeah,
That's where this comes in. And he holds up his Gundren symbol. Fella, him.
Like he's squinting, he's staring, just like that. You can see the cogs going.
I think I can make it permanent.
So when she does her magic to make it something else, you do your magic to make it something else,
Except
and it
Yep.
stays like that.
Aye.
That would be very useful.
I want to try it out with a bunch of fucking iron and make a bunch of iron rods. And I would like your help at the end, because I'll make a bunch of rods, make it quite simple. And I'd like your help at the end. Let's put a bunch of iron spikes in all the places we don't want her to be able to land.
That
60
sounds like a good
pounds.
plan. I do need to work
iron
on some
spikes.
sturdier chain before that, but yeah, I could definitely help with that. I do need to go talk to
Fine.
Liska first.
You do what you got to do. We'll be here brainstorming this. It's gonna take an hour. So we're gonna spend an hour doing it. You fine to do this for the next hour with me, Dejar?
Sure.
Alright, we're gonna be doing this for a little while with this pile of rubble. You go do your Liska thing, get back to us in that time.
Will do.
And how about we transition over to Sable then?
Sure.
Yeah. Don't know where Liska is, but I'll assume I go over. She's somewhere in the abyss.
He's ootin' the boot.
Oot the boot.
Oot and a boot.
Velma will go search Oot the boot.
I think Liska's right now in the tent from the looks of it.
Oh no, I just didn't feel like moving her around.
Oh, okay.
I like moving myself around, but
We
that's
just
I'm
stick
weird.
fucking there.
Yeah. Again, she's kind of surveying, like, damage, looking around, being like, "There's a giant beam of light over here. Like, let's see if that fucked up anything." Like, you know,
is there?
things of that nature.
Oh right, yeah. That's faded by now, but it's sort of maybe chipped away at the stone a bit. Not enough to cause anything to collapse, but yeah.
But yeah, so she's generally just like going around. Like I said, she's anticipating a dragon attack soon, so she's just like, I'm gonna do the only thing I really can, and that is make sure that the ranged people who aren't gonna be up in the middle of the fight have a place to exist without shit going awry.
Yep, fair enough.
Liska, got a sec.
Yeah, what is it?
Right, well, I figure once we do some last minute prep, I'm gonna see about maybe goading that dragon over like thought about. But with that in mind, I got no idea how the hell it's gonna take Summit flying to get here, so with your know-how on beasties and all that business, got any insight on that?
Well, for dragons, they usually tend to go at a pretty quick speed. And it also depends on whether or not she would use magic to... Well, because she doesn't necessarily know where we are. Well, if you tell her, she might, but... I would think that with the dragon... Let's do some quick math, like maybe she would get here in... Like if she just flew non-stop. Like 8 hours maybe? Depending on how far she is. I don't know how far she is.
Okay, that's a decent amount of time to work in. That's another point. I've already roughly know what I'm gonna say to get her ass over here, but I'm thinking that telling her our location might seem a bit obvious. I mean, she might suspect that it might be a trap, but saying where we are while making her get here faster probably wouldn't really help. But what do you...
Well, I mean, if there's one thing that all dragons think, they think that they are the most powerful and most supreme creature in existence. So if you play on that, like one, she might think it's a trap, but she also might think that she's good enough that the trap won't work on her. But if that's something that you don't want to actually do, then I would say just taunt her to try to find us. That might pique her interest.
I'll see about that. I'm gonna go get some more prep done and talk to Jar eventually about sending a message. Okay, cheers. I'll yell if I need anything. You're gonna give her a pat on the thigh and off he goes.
Alright.
Tikalia kind of approaches the group. Says, what are these the plans you have to defend this place? What type of defenses have you set up? See that you've shored up the walls and created cover. What is it? Planning to put rods on the walls so she cannot climb them? Is that it?
Long and short of it, we're trying to control where she lands so we know where she's going to end up. After that, it's just, well, fighting her and hoping for the best. But chances are, if she's going to bring friends with her, and since you mentioned you're probably going to go for them, focus might be better on the choke points. And he's sort of looking around at the various whatever holes might be left and the entryway and all that.
I know there are certain types of elixirs that will help reduce any sort of damage taken by dragon breaths. Do you have that?
No, we've got some in a place.
Oh.
And it's a cat. Who would breath
Apparently
weapon
she doesn't
a cat?
like that. Apparently she doesn't like that answer.
Now canon, Dragonborn make cat sounds.
What do you have in place for that?
Ah, damn it, Janner! Stop making her so inquisitive. Now I have to inside her again.
Or you could just not tell her.
I could, but Velm's gonna inside anyway, because that's a pretty sus thing to want some details on something she's not a part of. So, may I, Janner?
Sure, yeah.
Is it suspicious?
Yeah, you can go ahead and do an insight check, sure. 25. Best you can tell, she seems concerned and worried about just the safety of both her and your group. She seems on the level.
Sorry, I was typing. Well, there's a lot in our plan, but rest assured we thought it all through. I wouldn't go waste time explaining all of it, especially since it's probably going to muddle up whatever plans you might have for defending the place. So I don't think it's important to discuss it at the moment.
As long as you have defenses against any sort of necrosis.
We've done the best we can with what we have.
Good. She likely has many powerful necromantic spells in her arsenal. I am unsure if any sort of defense against necrosis will hold against her breath. From what I know about black dragons, they typically have acidic breath. I would assume the same can be said of Mortithax, as she too is a black dragon.
Yeah, I'm just more worried about her spells than her breath.
Indeed. I've never encountered her myself. I've never seen her do it before, but
We'll figure it out.
very well.
Right, Arngrim, you and I have smithing to do, right? Oh, sorry, has the hour gone yet, or has it been, like, quick?
It's just been a quick aside. You've still got...
Okay, I didn't know how far off, like, this was. That business. Anyway, ignoring that comment.
Let's not forget, we can also time skip, but before we do, if you're done, let's definitely make sure that we get to Salyun, Krunka,
Oh, yeah.
and Liska. Since
Yeah, I
this
was-
is kind of our big role play before. Let's not focus too much on just our crafting, because I just had a big moment, and I don't want to jump right back into me, you know?
I know. What I was just about to say was, like doing, setting up for doing crafting in the background while they do their thing, because all I need is to make some chains. Ideally masterwork, which is why I'm still trying to make chains. But then, you know, we can, like, I don't know if we need to hand wave or actually do crafting for rolls for the spikes you were talking about, but that can be done in background. That's basically what I was trying to springboard into.
We're not going to need to. This
Okay,
should
we can
work.
just hand wave it.
It's just going to be a bunch of iron that she makes, and I turn them into the spikes. I just want to do stuff with you.
Oh.
They're going to be done. He just wants you to help him put them up.
Okay, then yeah, we can just do that background stuff. And I
Alright.
will do, and for sake of mechanics genre, Vellum's going to spend 4 hours. Let me double check.
How far away did we determine that her lair likely was from where we were?
Also important question.
Let's see. From what you've been, from what's been revealed so far, it
Got
would
that map.
it would seem likely that her lair is the Sunken Temples, which is about 150 miles away from your
Okay.
current location.
Okay, so yeah,
Oh, hey, and I need to go to the Sunken Temples.
8 to 10 hours. Then yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, we can go there and loot her shit afterwards.
Need to survive
So
first.
nothing will go wrong. I'm being optimistic.
So yeah,
Oh,
so let's get guessed right. Cool.
Yeah, I'm going to spend 4 hours making check. Give me one check. I want to spend a full 8 hours because we don't know what the fuck's going to happen. So I'll be doing that in the background while we pan over to South/Ducky. Yeah, South/Grunka.
Sound Grunka. What are you both doing?
Gab is power went out again.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck's
well, we
sake.
can focus on Sal then.
Oh, so yep. Focus on Sal. What you doing?
I will ask, is
Yeah,
Sal willing
what
to
is
help
Sayu
Vellum?
and Liska doing?
Yeah.
I did have a quick question. Is Sal willing to help with some 4 hour of crafting? Or is she...
Likely she will be, however, I would like to have my moment first, thank you.
That's fine, sorry.
Anyway, before the absolute shouting match of a dwarf that found silver in the middle of the fucking moorbog, Sal was busy with what can best be described as salvaging, recycling, and making something that was a little more fine-tuned than what one might expect from her. As she comes out of the tent with a small jade serpent-like creature that is flying by its own accord, just sort of around her. And then she just sort of looks down to where Arngrim and company is and asks, "What was the shouting about? Sounded like you struck gold or something."
Close enough, it's fucking silver!
What?
Right. Simplest terms, I can change one matter into another. Basically, change this rock, she points down to this rubble, and change it into, let's say, silver, iron, copper. Basically. Only that for an hour.
Solid! It's real! I can do a scraping!
So I was just blinking for a moment. And almost in a comical way, the serpent just sort of coils around behind her and up her shoulder and looks in the same way she's doing at you. Just, what?
Why don't you come down and check? Easier to show than to tell.
So check it out, she's gotta turn all these... this big boulder into a bunch of iron, and I'm gonna try and turn them into a bunch of sharpened rods. Kind of like something like Vellum's. I'm not gonna make it that pretty. I'm not gonna do that, I can't do that. But I'm gonna turn it into a bunch of like nasty barbed, sharpened rods. Enough so, we can... You ever seen those fancy buildings that have the spikes up top so the birds will stop roosting there and shitting all over them? What if we do that here?
I remember those in Cliffspire.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright.
If
I have
I'll
a few
use some
questions
of
about
my stone
technicalities.
shaping.
So, the shard can turn this stone into any metal.
Not any metal. It's either iron, copper, or silver. Wish I took some of my time to study.
Regardless, you turn it into a metal.
Yes.
which I
And-
have to use a metal to
and
use
you
my
can
special
then-
blessings.
Use your divine magic to turn that into shaped objects, right?
Yes. So I have a special blessing. It is an artisan's blessing. With this, I have the power to turn metal into enough value of metal into something. It's not necessarily a one-to-one on size or volume or shape, right? I can turn a single gold coin into a significantly larger iron ingot. I've done stuff like this before for Mr. Herbridge. It's just, it has to be pure metal that I get it from. And it doesn't necessarily account for the wealth of craftsmen. So the value of jewelry is going to be very different from the value of the actual metal inside. You know what I mean? Because I've only got, maybe a gold's coin worth of gold in a golden ring, but the ring, because it's craftsmanship, is worth like 50 coins. You know what I mean? Doesn't count for that. Counts just for the metal. But with
I
this,
follow you.
we get
Yes.
just the metal.
Now,
I have a huge amount of raw resources.
I have a question, and that this has been my main concern just listening to this. She transformed stone into a metal. You transform that into something else. But would that then turn back into stone, or would it remain permanent?
It should remain permanent. By the sacred texts of my powers here, it irretrievably coalesces.
You can see in her head and visibly on her face that not only is her own gears turning, but they're starting to turn rapidly.
I don't think this is something we should use to necessarily cheese economies. Because if we could do this, if it does work, I want to use it for crafting and utility and things like this. I don't want to start printing out massive amounts of silver coin. If we do anything about that with funds, it has to be very careful so we don't fuck up my kingdom's economy. We sort of pride ourselves on, being the not my lung. Marbog bug.
A piece of ash, of floating ashes, flies into Arkham's mouth.
That was real, sorry. You see, there's my fucking hint to curb Madame Enthusiasm. We definitely shouldn't use this to just print money. We should use this to print materials for our crafting.
I wasn't planning on going as far as just printing money. That would be not only dumb,
I know, but
also...
the thought crossed my mind and I have to convince myself too.
This is the reason why I never show this to anyone.
To be fair, my mind went in a quite different direction. Mostly for crafting, but... You know how I like to make things that are intricate. And sometimes time-consuming in component crafting, right?
I've seen you in the wagon doing that. At least once.
Now, I know you are more versed in engraving on stone than you are with metals, specifically.
Not true. I'm great with both.
I'm talking
Though,
about
to be fair-
style of these runes in the back.
Oh yeah, with me. Well, with me, Magic, I'm actually pretty good with both. I made a special tool. I don't know if you ever saw it. I made a special tool for that. Just that.
I have actually seen it briefly, but hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
What if you made something that can fit in that? She points to the steam hammer's cannon barrel. out of stone first, engraved with all the magic needed. And the shard transforms it first, you do it second, then we fire that. And she just sort of gestures into the sky and then looks to Arngrim at Mortifax.
What are we firing at Mortifax?
I mean, I know Vellum made the lance thing to pin her. What I'm saying is, if that misses and goes wild, why not have something else that can also hit her? Like, I don't know, a giant metal ball that could shatter, or you know, just. I'm essentially saying that we can turn your actual steam cannon into a cannon. You know how to do the motor shells?
Oh, yeah, I see.
I really need to get better at explaining my thoughts.
I think I understand.
Hey guys, what's going on over here? Holy shit, Sal, there's like a tiny dragon on you.
So just sort of looks over to the little jade serpent just
He's
sitting
been
on his
looking.
shoulder.
He's been setting up for his ritual the entire time.
None walks up, it's like, oh god.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
I believe you would call it a homunculus in common terms.
He's staring
Like
off at the space.
Yeah, that's lost on me. What the hell is it? What is it doing? What can it do? Like he sort of trails off, staring at the thing,
Alright,
a little unnerving.
Deshar, you have your
Yes.
familiar, correct?
Agatha, yes.
Thou gestures to the serpent.
Oh, okay. Okay. That was. In flashbacks about something else. Never mind.
It is not quite like your familiar, but it is in essence same principle.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Granted, mine has a perk, yours does not. Mine can't be directly dispelled.
Yeah, mine deals more of a spirit, and spirit changes into a different. Yours seem, grounded.
There's a familiar that has physical, like it sticks around if it gets whacked.
Yes. And I can mend it and I can repair it.
I got a question, Sal. How does your magic work exactly? Just humor me.
I've been trying to find a way to accurately articulate that. It is not divine, and she gestures to Arngrim, because I don't draw from a god or a domain thereof. It is not made with... not directly arcane either, nor is it druidic. I don't know how to best explain it, but I believe the best way is the term I've learned is artificing.
Ooh.
I always saw it as you figuring out how the magic works and then slapping it in object.
You are correct.
Oh,
Had
that's the first.
Sal just gives a look to Vellum like,
Like of all people to get it, he's the one who vaguely understands it.
I got it. It just brought up a memory I'd rather suppress. Talk about it later. It's not important, but I get it.
Always good to have options. Like still eyeing the little jade dragon warily.
Anyway, I've been getting rather sick of just this entire Morbog, and I needed to take my mind off current circumstances to refocus. Best way I know how is, well, bend my mind around and do something else entirely, which was, and she gestures again to the serpent, this thing.
Hopefully, when kill this dragon, and we leave this place. I hate this place so much.
Yep.
I want to see the sun again. How long have we been here? Exactly.
Too long.
Speaking of which, when do you plan on killing this dragon? Severe kind of approaches from the side, kind of casually leans on the side of the throne with the dwarven remains in it.
Some folk wants to do some last minute prep. I want to make some chains that are actually decent, considering what I have in mind. After that, I'm going to piss off a dragon and then hope for the best.
Very well, I will do some target practice.
I was thinking about using my magic combined with our snake ladies here to make a bunch of gnarly spikes. I'll use the rest of my spells to shape some stone and really make the walls, because we've done an amazing job shoring them up, but really make them as defensible for us as possible in a way that we can't just with Liska's mundane, although impressive, as he gestures up and down, very, very tall size. So, I'm thinking we line rooftops or more open areas with spikes so she can only land in select locations where we have set things up to be strategic to us. We would often have long hallways with little slits in them where there would be little hallways behind them in our mountain home fortresses. So we could be in the little side halls with the slits to shoot at invaders coming down the main one. They can only approach from one way. We openly let them approach from that way, but if they do, it's basically a death sentence. And we should do something like that, because I think a dragon may be too arrogant to realize that, as intelligent as they are. And we put them right where we want them to be. The cheese and the snare of the mousetrap, or something like that.
Hey, very clever. Torvik approaches.
One way
We
in,
are-
no way out. Like that.
We're playing with our lives here. Who has any thoughts and suggestions? Concerns, contributions? Let's all get in on this.
Well, we've got most of the plan laid out already. Additions are always nice, just gotta be mindful of time. Are you gonna have the time to get what you plan sorted?
Now,
Because in 4 hours I'm gonna piss off a dragon, and who fucking knows how long it'll take him to get here. We've got a rough idea, but with magic you can never be too fucking sure.
true. I do have one suggestion, since it's been a while since it was brought up in the grove. We might need to pull out everything to kill this black bitch.
That could have come out better.
This black.
I mean, she's being very blunt.
It's okay, her scales are black, she can say it.
She can say that. They're not though, but don't worry.
The spells that I have, the two of those, one of those very ancient spells, I bring it up again. Should I put this in my book and have that prepared? As it seems like
How
having
long
a
would
very
it
good.
take to do that? I know it takes quite a bit of time, as well as some wealth, in order to transfer something into your book.
Don't have to worry about time though. What?
Just-
Out of character. Andrew, what level was that ancient necromancy spell? Again?
That would be the life
I think it was
steal.
like, I think it
Yeah.
was like 5th or something.
That would be 5th level. Yes, there we go. There we go. Life steal. No, sorry, 4th level.
Oh, there we go. It's close. So
Well,
it's
4
2 hours
hours.
per level, I think.
Hello.
For the other spells, yeah. Spell level times 2 hours.
Yeah.
The
So
5.
it's gonna be. It would be 8 hours just to copy it into your book. Because it's not transmutation, I believe, you don't get to have that. Because that's your
Yeah.
school, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
transportation is cool, so. Yeah. Damn. Did done that yesterday, but this what it is.
Well, lesson learned.
Way too long. But still brought it up. Still have another spell that I could probably put in there that's probably
You could technically get the spell in the book, but it would be by a hair's breadth.
yeah, it would be. That's
So,
if that's the risk I'm gonna be taking. That's why I wanted to ask everyone's opinion on it. Should I do it? Since we need to probably bring every arms to bear on this dragon and survive. Oh, we don't want to pull any punches. But back in the character. So, what is your verdict on this?
I don't think we have the time.
time-wise, I would say putting the spell in your book is a gamble. I'm both for and against it.
I feel like I was of the mind that putting it in there and using it are two different things. Having it
you
ready
have to have
prep
a long
if
rest
need
to
be.
be able to even use it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'd say, out of character, I'd say put it in the book, but debate prepping it, because then at least you got it if you want to.
Yeah.
I'm saying this out of
Well,
character
again,
because
I
I
don't-
don't want to
yeah,
hop
this
too
is-
long on any character.
This is out of character because Liska's not even near y'all right now.
Hmm.
Yeah, putting in your book, I don't think that even matters. Like, you can get in your book and it'll be fine. There's no real talk about using it because you wouldn't be able to use it. Because in 4 hours, we're going to be pissing off a dragon. And you're not going to get a long rest. So,
Yeah, and then we're in high alert mode, so
yep.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
fair point. So,
I'll be honestly, I think we'll be lucky if we can get these spikes up that Angren's talking about.
Yep.
yeah.
Another thing to consider, even if you could do it, it's a necromancy spell that does necrotic damage against a black dragon. That's
Probably wouldn't be
gonna have
too useful
resistances. It probably would not be the best spell for us.
Alright. Thanks for the input. I get it. Oh, back in the character then. Well, yes. This material would be the best bet, I guess.
The spikes are a smart idea. I think it is well worth trying to get as far as we can with that.
Right, well, I suppose everyone knows what they're doing. Sarah, you busy tinkering with your doodads and all that stuff?
For the most part, not really. However, I will be needing to make some actual ammunition for my rifle.
Well, I could give you a hand if I'm able, but
It's a little more technical than that, but sure.
I am having second thoughts about what I said earlier. You see, black dragons are named not just for their scales and their black hearts, but also because they have a tendency to dabble in the black arts and the blacklands. From what I have seen of our followers, we are very likely dealing with one who has delved deeply into those forbidden magics.
so we need to be ready for some fucked up shit. Got it.
Yes, perhaps it stands to reason that our followers have altered themselves to a degree, following suit of their house dragon. Perhaps I am merely second-guessing myself on the ascetic breath.
Well, there's a lot of shit that we don't know about, so we're just preparing for the stuff we do or can reasonably figure, and then the rest will come out in the field of battle.
Indeed, let us be as prepared as we can.
Hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
And
Yes,
Vellum's
dude.
gonna go work on some chains, since Sal's busy making bullets and whatnot,
Yeah, because
which isn't a problem. Just, you know,
Change
wondering
that,
if I could get that advantage, but it's gonna play
I
out.
changed out my diffusion from repeating shot, which gives me basically infinite ammo, for enhanced weapons. So now I go from a +1 bonus to a +2 bonus,
Nice.
which is spicy. But I
Nice.
do need ammunition now.
Oh, that was
Hey, I
supposed to
can
be
actually,
other.
you know,
Oh, I was
For
gonna
the
say
fist.
that Liska's bored and she's already there wasn't much damage, so she's like gonna offer to help Vellum out with his smithing.
Well, that's not the roll. That's just to get the prompt up. Because for some reason the Smith's tools work in that you have to do the roll and then select the drop down.
Yeah, it's weird.
Can you help if you don't have proficiency in it?
He can, yeah. I don't see why you can't help.
Okay,
Like,
I
just
just
tell
wanted
her
to be
how
sure.
Like, she can lift and move chains. Like,
Yeah.
she can hold heavy
mean-
things.
I think Liska would be also a very apt helper for smithing because A, she's monstrously strong, so she can hold things better than you can in terms
Demonic
of
heritage
rebounds.
can handle the heat.
Mm-hmm. That is also true.
And you can just focus on hammering stuff down, because let's be real here. I'm pretty sure Liska knows how to handle rebounds in a weapon or handle.
Yep.
Well, in that case, hooray!
So-
yeah,
so-
sure. I've never really worked with you before, but we'll get it going.
Yep, just give yourself advantage.
Yay! Okay, so chains are dexterity.
18. So, is that a success?
It is a success, but I'm trying to farm for masterwork.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I just got more useless chains.
Well, you've got more.
I've got 30 feet of regular chains.
Well, more stuff to reinforce the winch with.
I mean, just eventually, like in 4 hours, Vellum comes back with like a bundle of chains. Like, I got some extra chain if anyone wants it. The whole point is he wants sturdier chains because he's gonna be on a goddamn dragon. But all my rolls have been bunk. He's rolled a 7 on
Yeah.
advantage.
Alright, so, any other crafting rolls anyone wants to get out of the way?
Go.
I don't
I don't think I actually need a crafting roll because I'm using the Divine Blessing.
Aha.
The only thing that could be a crafting roll is if Vellum sees what I am essentially making are just they're kind of like harpoon spikes, you know. They're very basic spikes that are meant to be I don't want to land on that.
Mhm.
and maybe have them be barbed at the tip or something so they can lodge in it. If Sal wants to, wants to heat metal on one of the things that's stuck in her foot or something. You know, who fucking knows? It just looks gnarly and it's cool, and it doesn't require any extra effort on my part, so why not? He brought Vellum over because he wants to include Vellum in things, and to see if Vellum wants to do any of the smithing stuff. Maybe we'll have to hammer something so it can fit into the stone battlements or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't think for my rods they need crafting.
So,
Unless you really
Flavor-wise, Vellum will help, but mechanically, I don't think it'll actually have any difference. Because you'd need like hours to actually make something.
So how many of these things are you making? Because there's a lot of walls here.
Yeah. We have 62 pounds, I believe you said, what you could do.
Yep. Pounds.
62 pounds. So I'm gonna check. I'm double checking for.
If you use the lance as a base, then you probably get a decent. So that is what a lance is, just basically a big spike.
True.
But it's not going to be like massively long though. So we could reduce the weight a bit. So we'll say each.
I was thinking it would be about 3 feet to be proportional to her size. To
Yeah.
be a spike that is enough to be.
Yeah, that's
something.
lance.
Which
Okay.
is
So a short sword.
yeah.
Kind of.
Oh really? 3 feet? Yeah, no, yeah, it's short sword. My bad.
All right, let's go for the weight of the short sword then, which would be about 2 pounds.
Question.
Mhm.
Why can't I just use an iron spike since I'm just making iron spikes?
Iron. I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Iron spikes. 10 iron spikes.
It's an
That's
adventuring.
Yeah, 10 iron
Yeah.
spikes, 5
And for
pounds.
And we can even double that because I'm making an unusually long spike. So, pound per spike. Right?
Yeah, that would make sense.
And it doesn't have to be iron because I can transmute it into a different type of material as long as I have the wealth worth. So if we do it with silver, I would have 62 pounds of silver, which wouldn't be an issue. If I do the Blessing of the Forge, I can do up to 200 gold pieces worth. If I'm doubling the weight and the value of the iron spike to make it 1 pound per, it would also become 1 silver piece per.
Right.
And that means 10 silver pieces per gold piece. I'd be able to make 10 by 200, 2,000 of these spikes.
Oh
It's
Jesus.
the absolute maximum if we wanted to do that.
And how long would that take?
1 hour.
Jesus.
We have to. We're discussing this. The time has been spent mostly discussing this because she does it. It's an hour. I have an hour. It has to be, synchronized like that.
Yeah, new
Yeah,
territory.
basically.
Yeah. We discussed this like months ago when Dejar first came in. We were like, oh. But now is a first
Prime
test
time.
run and see how this would work. And he's just making basic iron spikes.
Okay then.
We're just making.
I believe the term is trial by fire.
Literally, at this point.
Right. Okay then. I suppose the issue is just using as much time as you can to get as many up onto the walls as you can.
Exactly.
Well, I can cast fly.
Yeah, you can.
So can Dejar.
It'll be just an issue of just sort of jamming these firmly into the walls. So
Yeah.
I think Liska could help with that.
It's also a case of they need to be firm enough that they won't fall over. But she's not going to know how firm they're completely lodged in there. She sees it's covered in spikes. Do I even want to risk landing there and impaling myself?
Yeah. Okay. 2,000 of these small silver spikes.
It's the maximum.
Oh, so
Yeah.
how much are you actually making is what I want to know.
Guys, how much do you think we should make?
You need time to put them up, and I don't want to risk dancing into possible dragon hours. So
We can have leftovers, and it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have an idea here. How many spikes are we gonna put per 5 feet?
That's the question.
How small are these spikes? These are about 3 feet each, yeah.
That's the thought.
Okay, and you're just sticking them up like vertically.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
there's areas where she would not be able to land.
I would probably say about five spikes per 5 feet.
So
So 5
per
spikes
feet.
makes 1 square, 1 grid square,
Yes.
inoperable.
Or
And
at
if I
least
have-
she would need to make some sort of dexterity saving throw to, or like take piercing damage.
Yeah. Because my
so
thought
might
is,
I suggest?
Mhm.
Sorry, might I suggest just doing
please.
large caltrops?
That
Like, why do they need to be attached to the roof?
that is actually good.
They don't have to be attached to the roof. The reason I was thinking that they can be placed on the ground too, I don't want her to be able to perch up on one of the roofs or one of the towers and just breathe down at us, and our melee boys can't get there.
Oh,
I
no,
want
yeah.
to make this an
Just put caltrops
impassable
down.
terrain.
No, yeah,
you don't
that's
have to
what
jam
I'm
them
saying.
into stone, is what Nathan's saying.
Yeah, like a caltrop, like anti-tank things, where you just like
Yeah,
throw them
yeah.
off onto the flat surfaces, and then
Sure.
all you would need to, like, if you're worried about her perching on like the crenulations, like I feel like you can just make 2 spikes per 5 feet, and that would probably deter her enough for that. If she's even like, I'm pretty sure she can't even fucking perch on crenulations because of how big she's gonna be.
From what
Yeah,
it
I-
sounds like,
So yeah,
ancient
so
dragon.
I'm thinking just having larger caltrops that would affect a dragon, and then just kind of tossing them out willy-nilly. Like, you can easily cover a whole lot without using a whole lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to go through the process of you don't have to go through the process of attaching them. All you have to do is just be like, bam,
Sure.
bam, razor, tic tacs.
So
and then,
caltrops are sized for medium creatures generally, because I don't want to use just basic ones, and it's too small. It doesn't work on our scale. So medium, large, huge. She's probably bigger than huge. So I'm looking at
All right. Can I
3
Interject.
times.
Can I
Yes.
interject slightly? We use
Please.
the iron spikes to, get base measurement of stuff, put them on the walls, then we use the caltrop effect if she lands on them.
Yeah. Let's use the iron spikes because they're more expensive. Even if I multiply it by 4, they're still more expensive.
Okay.
So let's do that because that seems more fair. Price-wise. So we'll have like 2,000 caltrops, and if we still go with you need 5 a square, that's simple enough. Everybody just grabs some handfuls of these things and we just start dumping them out. So my suggestion would be, let's create a path where in areas where we do not want it to be spiked terrain. Where would we want her to be? That would be most advantageous for us to fight her.
I think
Like if
what
we
were originally
land, say,
thinking.
right here.
That's what we were originally thinking.
Yeah. We don't want to leave like an outline of the area rigidly, otherwise that might be telling. But like, sort of have them less spaced, more spaced out the closer we get to where we're going to be fighting.
hmm So obviously, how do I draw? Can I freehand draw? Yes. So obviously, is this it? I don't know if I'm drawing.
Yeah, you're drawing.
Oh, I'm on the upstairs area for some reason.
We can see it down
Seeing
here.
that. How do I
I can't see the upstairs.
Yeah, for some reason, when I deselect my character, I can see the upstairs, but I can't draw on the upstairs.
Yeah, because you're...
Is it elevation?
Yeah, hang on, let me just, whoop. There you go.
Okay. So, yeah, and then you're... Oh, I'm still downstairs. I want to be able to see upstairs.
Plus 40 feet. There you go.
Here, I'm upstairs now too, so I can see.
Okay, so I do that, boom, select drawing. So if this area is caltropped up top, there's no way for her to be able to do much. I don't think we need to be able to caltrop a lot down below, because she's not going to be able to squeeze through the archway. She's not going to be able to land because there's the towers there. She's not going to be able to go underneath this because there's a support beam in the center where all those stairs meet, I do believe. And even if there isn't, there's nowhere for her to be. She's essentially put a roof overhead and she's immobile.
Hmm.
If we can do that, and we can trap the area to the south, which is the only other open area, we've said, come stand in the water. And that's really the only viable place, except maybe like the sarcophagi or near the tent, which I'm going to pack up. We've created a single spot. I can squeeze my tank if we want underneath. So
Yeah, it
that
also
way
means she's not going to
it's-
have eyes on it until she lands,
Which means I might be able to surprise her with the tank to shoot her with the spear and actually anchor her.
Yep.
And the tank
Sounds
will
like
be
a
a little
plan.
bit more protected.
Right, so where are you sticking the tank?
I'm thinking like under here.
Yeah, parking it somewhere where there's a room for it. I feel like there's probably a pillar there, but you can squeeze it right up against it at the least.
Hmm.
Oh god, everything lagged. There we go.
Weird.
The whole world shudders when the tank moves.
Powerful.
It's because there's like effects tied to it, I think.
There-
Just the
mighty.
steam from the chimney is probably what's doing it.
There's multiple layers and walls to this tank.
I think you need like a version that we can move around. Because
Mhm.
there are going to be
just simplify it.
times where we're using it and need to be mobile.
Let's say for you, easier to do.
Right, there we go.
Alright. So with that, we'll then trap the area to the south and some of the open areas to just make it as uncomfortable and unlikely for her to be there as
Right.
possible.
Um,
Where she just looks at that and says, oh, that's bad. Let's just land in the open area.
one sec, I'm just gonna have to rotate this like 180 degrees.
Everyone up, brace for impact.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to hit anything with that cannon.
So, oh, yeah, lagging. Okay. Yeah, so it's got to be facing to the south. Does anyone have anything else they wish to add?
Nope. I'm quite happy to move forward.
I'm trying to think of something, but the only thing I could come up with is casting Reduce on her to lure her into the sense that, hey, now she can actually come in after us while we think that she's weaker, and then she crawls into the building, and then I release the spell, and then she starts collapsing the building on herself.
She's gonna want to make an entrance anyway. I think she'll just crash in one way or another.
Yeah, he's a dragon. She's. I feel she's gonna be fucking arrogant as fuck.
Yeah. All right. Unless there's anything else, shall we go to Dragon? We're gonna take the time to get spikes on them, obviously, but you know.
I think we're good.
Alrighty. At some point,
Oh,
Bella
boy.
needs to. Oh, actually, should we send Torvik on his fucking way before he gets wrapped up in this? I'm pretty sure he wanted to ollie outie the second, we
Yeah,
started
what-
getting ready for Dragon. I don't know if you wanted like a scene with him because Kin.
Sure.
Because I figured, like, I mean, it was discussed previously that Severe was gonna tell Torvik the route they took to get here, which is probably the safest way out. And he was gonna leave before the dragon fight. Didn't want to just gloss over that and then miss out on an arm.
I did not recall that, to be honest.
I remember specifically mentioning it because it was a point of contention.
What was that? Was that it?
It's like about who was sticking around and who wasn't. Sorry, I just confused things.
No. That's important. I don't remember. Is that accurate, Jenner?
Don't think there was any sort of concrete thing about Torvik leaving. But
really, because I remember a conversation happening about.
Yeah, I thought he was going to work his way back.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And tell them what's up.
We wanted his help, like with some moving of rocks and such, but like once he was recovered, he didn't want part of the dragon. So we're like, okay, Severe, could you tell him the way we took so he has a way to get back?
Okay, yeah.
I figured that would be like today. Now he's had some chance to get some good food and some good rest. He can ollie the fuck out.
Severe kind of begins talking with Torvik, and he's, no, if you take the way back from where we came, and he kind of describes the accurate route from here back to the wall, telling him to avoid certain suspicious areas that you've been through, and he's going to he kind of takes out a small potion of necrotic resistance, and he hands it over to Torvik. Don't worry, we've got this covered. Don't need to worry about us. Thank you. I wish I could stay to help, but I'm not dragon slaying material.
Look, you'll be fine. It's not okay. Maybe you're not dragon slaying material, but that's all right. You can do other things, right? Tell you what, I'm trying to do something back near home. I'm actually trying to set up a wee bit of a land and the temple and whatnot. You know, if you want to, you should head over there and see about at least telling the family I'm doing okay, if you don't mind the favor. But if you find yourself in a difficult time, you should head over there to seek some refuge, and there'll be work for you.
I am due some visiting days with my family. I can drop by and see how my ma's doing, and how my sister's doing.
Alright. That's not a bad plan. Not one at all. Okay. I'm loath to send you off on your own. But you know, I ain't got much of a choice. Have to stay here and kill the dragon.
You don't need to worry about me. I think you've certainly gotten this what was it, House Mortithax? It's certainly got their attention. So
I don't think they'll be paying attention to you, but you know, you want to have a drink before you go?
You know what? I love a drink.
I'm gonna pull out his endless flask of nice whiskey. You're gonna have to tell me about what I missed. And he's gonna plop down and this is the first time you've seen somebody from his own clan in a long ass time.
Mm-hmm.
So He wants to visit for a little bit before he sends somebody off to what may be a certain death, traversing the Moorbog alone.
He kind of takes up a stein of ale towards you. To clanship. To fellow brethren. And to kinship.
Indeed.
May I see you on the other... see you on the other side of the wall. Some point in the future.
Aye.
Now you don't need to worry about me. I've you see that collar you got off of me was kind of hold me back a bit. I've got Dune looking over me now. He kind of takes out his holy symbol.
Oh. I didn't know you could use magic.
Oh, aye, yeah, you didn't notice the symbol earlier. I told you I'd been travelling with bunch of holy men before I joined the gatekeepers.
Well, no, I didn't. I've been a wee bit distracted.
Aye, with killing the dragon and all, understandable.
Yeah. This second dragon.
You know what? Once you come visit Mountain Home again, I'd love to hear about all of these dragons you've killed.
Tell you what, lad, I'll bring you back a scale.
All right then, I'll take you up on your word. Make that an oath. Make that a promise. He kind of holds out a hand towards you and just hunter's grasp.
Meaty shake.
Yes.
It's just that one scene from Predator.
Yep.
Dylan.
Flex.
Except significantly more hairy. I imagine just as sweaty.
Oh yeah.
And shorter.
It's shorter, yeah. Very well. Out of character, this guy's name again for my notes?
Torvik.
Torvik Steelbrow.
Torvik Steelbrow.
I'll
All right,
Fine
buddy.
dwarven name.
I'll stick it in the chat there.
Thank you.
Looking forward to a fresh ale and some stories for when you get back.
Me too, lad. Me too. It's a promise.
I'll see you around.
Take care.
Good luck, everyone,
Stem off.
and don't die.
I
Gotta
wasn't
love
exactly
throwing red
planning on
flags
that.
for your own characters.
And with that,
We're so gonna die.
gives
It'll be
you all a nod.
Moderately.
Be fine. Gruffed up, maybe.
Sorry, continue, Jader.
He gives you all a nod, makes his way out through the safer route. You know, probably going to keep to the mountains. Makes his way out
Stick
of
to
the
the
back.
rivers and the lakes that he's used to.
Yeah. He gives you a final nod, Angrim, as he makes his way out through the black fog of the private sanctum and disappears from view.
Nice guy. Oh, the Morbog doesn't need him.
You know, me too. Me too.
Right. Vellum is going to find a snack. Presumably, snack will be about because we have a dragon debate.
He's right beside the rock pile, just musing a bit.
Jajar, as discussed, we need to get started.
Oh, right.
Don't worry, I'm going to be doing most of the goading. I just need to send a message first to make sure the rest of it gets.
I know. Just right. They were going to piss off a right ancient dragon. No biggie.
Right.
I mean,
again,
sounds stupid, but it's our best option.
Again, just for transparency's sake, because I know Arngrim wants to do a very expensive spell before any dragon comes back.
Well, that's probably dinner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because what we're going to do is we're going to send the message out, and then there's no way they're going to get here in the space of an hour or two.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit. So we've got time
definitely.
to have the meal. This is just sending the message off, so that's going in the background.
Mm-hmm. Alright then.
Yeah. Right, let's see. So it takes a moment to... You should, from what I know about your magic, you need to be familiar with them, and with all the information we got, I think you got enough to work with, right?
Aye.
Okay, it's probably not going to be the full 20, right, but you know what? I'm going to get my word counter up because I'm paranoid about going over.
Oh, are you not doing this through the sending stones? You're just going to send it
There's
directly?
going to be one that's with the sending spell to make sure it guarantees get to her, and it'll be telling her about the upcoming message. So she will be getting the messages through the stones directly. This was discussed previously. It was 2 weeks ago, though. So there will be an initial message saying, "Hey," I'll just say it in actual term. Let me just type it out real quick, just so I have it at the correct number of things.
Oh yes, because you wrote this to me, didn't you, in DMs?
Yeah, it's a bit spaced out, and I've got the stuff I'm going to say sorted, but I need the message that'll get her to listen to it.
Just in party chat.
You know she's gonna have a nickname by the end of this, and it's gonna be fucking
What
Morty.
the fuck was this page's name? Mortifax?
Mortifex.
Mortifacts. Morty.
Show me the Mortifax.
Every villain I make, every villain.
You know it's about to happen, dude.
You know it's gonna happen, Janner. Just
Mhm.
embrace it at this point.
Yeah, I've just kind of accepted it.
It's not like I'm doing it on purpose. I just can't help being fucking retarded.
Alright.
Alright, I got it. Sorry, I had to. I squeaked through with 26, so I had to trim a word. Okay. Alright, so hopefully this will be enough to pique her interest. My thinking is maybe she'll be either curious enough or want to know enough to humor this. So the message will be: have vital information about missing teams and relics. In 10 minutes, listen to incoming sending stone messages for details. Discretion will be required for safety. And that should be subtle enough to make her think nothing too suspect. But she'll want to know what the fuck's been going on. There's no doubt she's heard. Or not heard. You got that?
I got that.
That's a little formal.
Best
thought
I
you
can
were trying
manage.
to goat her into us.
No, that'll come later. Oh, I got a whole lot of shit talk for her, but gotta make sure that the messages through the stones get to her first. This'll be to set that up. Because then she knows where the messages are coming from, when the messages are coming. And since this is going straight to her, it's not going to get lost in the shuffle. presumably Sneck can do that.
Alright.
Fuck you guys and your
Didn't-
buttons. Just tab back in.
Send me that by DM so I could say it verbatim.
Okay, I gotta open the tab I was in again, but give me a second. Good old word
Hearing is
counter.
one thing.
It actually saves what you typed, which is pretty nice.
And so this is you just saying this to her without any, pretending to be a.
I mean, there's no way to really mask it if you're using the sending spell, since, yeah, that's how the spell works.
Well,
Jajal will be
sending-
using
you
a
only
spell
know
slot
who
2
sends
seconds.
it if you're familiar with the person actually sending it.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
so
either way,
Otherwise, it's
this will
just an
be...
anonymous message.
We can't reliably pretend to be one of the Dragonborn, especially since Jajal doesn't know the language. So the best bet is to pique her interest by claiming to have information on what's going on, and then we send the messages through, and maybe even she'll respond, and then that'll give us a better idea of if she believes us or not. But regardless, we've set the bait that an intelligent person might consider interesting enough to at least humor, because she loses nothing for doing it. All she has to do is just go like, "Hey, get me the sending stones. I need to listen to something," and then we've got her.
Alright. Doing this sending spell right now.
And hopefully should only require one sending spell, freeing up all her other spell slots for whatever the hell we need.
Alright.
Okay.
I swear to fucking God, we're a bunch of retarded mercenaries, and this is what we decide to do.
We're complete
Go to
fucking idiots of varying degrees.
We're trying to goat a black dragon in a Morbog.
I would rather goad the dragon than walk into her lair with my trousers around my ankles. It's the safer bet to piss her off than to fight her on her own terms.
I'd rather do that. Now, anyway. Sending spell. I have vital information about missing teams and relics. In 10 minutes, listen to incoming sending stone messages for details. Discretion will be required for safety.
Off it.
There's a long,
The wonders of magic.
long, pregnant pause. A voice comes through the other side. It's refined, dignified, feminine. Interesting that you don't speak the dragon tongue. And that's it.
Well, the message has been placed. Velum is going to wait exactly 10 minutes.
The Yara is visibly shaken.
Yeah, sorry, I'd have done it myself if I could have, but I need these stones for the big goading.
The Yara is just gonna silently glare. I hope you know what you're doing.
Well, I mean, worst case scenario, I'm the one who's pissed her off, so...
No, she's probably pissed off at me.
Sorry. Alright, before I do this bit, I'm going to take a swig, because my throat is a little scratchy.
In the meantime, Janner, just for clarification, Sa would likely have made around 30 odd bullets in the downtime.
Alright.
She probably can't make more, so I
Alright.
have 30 shots to do with. Ayo.
Nice. Bullets are always nice. Okay, here we go. Like on the dot as best as he can manage, like eyeballing it. 10 minutes. Sending stones out, which I presume are, usable. He sort of pauses before like the time comes up, and as he's approaching, he looks more and more anxious. Okay. First one out. Killed your men. Kinda sad, really. If they're this bad, you must be weaker than we thought. Dumber, too, since they represent you and all. And then the second one, Seriously, I hit metal and faces for a living, and even I have more wits and sense than your sorry excuses for champions. Just pathetic. Third went out. Your whelps talk you up. I expected a mighty dragon, but we just been utterly disappointed. Good luck getting your relics back, you worthless mute. And all that's been in Draconic. For
Alright.
extra impact. And then when he's done, he just, like, puts them down.
Alright.
Okay,
Now, before we do anything,
probably gonna be responses, yeah.
make an intimidation check.
It's the dragon.
Before you do anything with any roll,
Insult check.
Yeah, I'm waiting because people are probably going to want to chime in with whatever support they can offer. Or-
since you just went for it and didn't want to interrupt you, would you like for me to cast Enhance Ability on you for charisma?
please, yeah, because I did imply that there was a lead up to it, which I thought people would jump in on, but
Cool.
you didn't want to interrupt me, which is fair. So
You're
whatever benefits
getting-
people can give, it'll be great.
Yeah, you're getting some Enhance Ability buff.
And
Right.
that's advantage on it, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, so go ahead and cast that on his token.
Is there anything I need to anything else I need to apply or consider, or any kind of guidances? Cough, cough. That can be. Sorry, that was a little meta, but
Well, no, I mean,
I'm gonna
You can ask
probably
for
Flash
guidance.
of Genius you as well, just because. But we'll see.
no reason you can't ask for guidance.
but yeah. Does Angrim want to offer a guidance, or is it not something that can be for?
Oh,
Does Guidance actually work?
he was
for
crafting this. It would work for that, but you didn't tell him you were doing this.
This is after everyone's done crafting and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
this is after everyone's done crafting, and it was discussed
Okay.
when we had the big meeting about it. I think Vellum mentioned that he was going to use Sending Stone to go to the dragon to lure her here.
Okay.
Sorry, it's
Okay.
been a couple of weeks, so it's understandable.
I didn't know you were gonna do the intimidation and stuff like that. If it was something that would have been said in character and I don't remember from last week, yeah, go ahead through the fucking where is it? Give me the spicy.
Thank you, Mr. Holy Man. But no, it
You-
was mentioned because this isn't it's kind of a key part of the plan. So I wouldn't have just not said anything.
So you've got Enhance Ability, which gives you advantage. You've got the D4, that's a +3, plus the...
And I'm sitting on an inspiration if I need it.
Yep, you got the
And a
inspiration.
friend
Roll the
fate.
fucking dice.
Look, a
straight
paranoid
away.
decay.
You got the
Okay,
you
so
got the +4.
Hold
from-
Alt for a few seconds.
Yep, +4 from... Okay, 17.
Disappointing. But,
So you're gonna get Flash of Genius for.
Plus
Hold
4.
on, I need to target you because
Well,
Flash of Genius is like that.
you've already...
we know how much it is. I can just add it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so your resource scope. That's an 11. Do I want to re-roll that?
Oh, you take the higher if you re-roll it, don't you?
I think so. If I use
So
the
that's 20...
if I use the Thread of Fate, does it still have the stuff? Does
it's
it count
still
as
at
just your-
24.
Yeah,
Table.
24.
Yeah, but I'm trying to piss off a dragon. It needs to work. We can't like second guess.
You can piss off a king with a 15.
Yeah, but that's a mortal.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
Dragons are also mortal.
this is...
I have a Thread of
You have
Fate. I
first-hand
am,
experience.
This is...
if I use,
uh,
calm down, everyone.
this is versus her wisdom save, so...
Yeah,
wanna
so
roll as high as
I
you
need
can.
to make sure this works. So if I use Thread of Fate, will I still be able to apply everything that's been applied in because it's a reroll?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah,
are
okay.
modifiers to rolls. You're just re-rolling the 20. Do you take off your modifiers if you get advantage?
A re-roll.
Yep,
Oh
you're-
no, yeah, sorry, my brain was frazzled for a second. I'm going to Thread of Fate it just to guarantee that we at least get a better shot at that,
Mhm.
because that's like barely above average for an advantage. In fact, that's below average for an advantage. Like the average for an advantage is 15.
Stop talking. Roll.
Okay, so I had to do my resource, okay? Alrighty. Alt. Better.
Better.
Not
okay.
much, but definitely better.
17,
Alright, 26.
26. Okay, so wisdom save for her. Go ahead and...
wish I
Please
could
tell
give
me
her
you
a
nat
disadvantage somehow.
So that was a 26, yeah?
Yeah, for us.
Yes.
You hear a response come through. Fascinating vocabulary. And you watch as all three of those ascending stones fade and the runes crack.
And this is new behavior from the last time they're just completely irrevocably fucked now, right?
Yeah, we think you've pissed her off.
Well,
That,
I have just pissed
she,
off an very incredibly intelligent dragon.
She rolled a 25.
Oh,
Oh,
Thread of Fate coming in clutch. And thank you for the support, everyone. You ensured that I have become a target of someone's hatred.
You know what's the best part? Did you use your Thread of Fate on that?
Yep.
Didn't we say we might not get a long rest?
Depends on how much of the day's gone by. We had 4 hours, and then
we might not.
I'm hoping we get a long rest.
I'm hoping, but I wouldn't guarantee it. But if we do, then I get that Thread of Fate back. But we'll worry about that later. I need to take some ascending stones off my inventory.
Best I can do is give you a cat nap for 10 minutes, but that's a short rest.
Yeah, but as like they crack, like because he put them down on like a table, and then they just crack in front of him, and then he just sort of stares for a moment, and then after he said what he said a moment ago, I'm gonna go pray. With that sort of nothing else, he just sort of walks out and goes to his wagon.
I'm good in the tent.
I can't open the locked door. Let me in. Let me in. Okay. I want my safe space, Jadra. Let me have my safe space.
Like Velem's just too rattled, like his hands just like shaking as he goes with the
Like he's turning it the wrong way,
but,
and he's just
wait,
you all see him walk out, and then a few moments later, you just hear.
Are we going to immediately eat our hero's feast though?
Velem needs a minute regardless, so he'll definitely be back, but he does not look good, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, pale in the face,
if you eat
I
the
imagine.
hero's feast, you're suddenly not afraid of her. So
It transcends fear. It is
Mortal dread.
Listen,
anxiety in its purest form.
Velem just wants his 30 minutes, okay?
He just needs them. He just
he
needs
needs to just
time.
rub one out, calm himself down.
This might be the
Sorry,
last
Craig
30
needs to pray.
He wishes.
This might
That's just me.
this might
He
be the
needs
last
time
chance he
to
gets.
adjust to the fact of what he just did. Because in the moment, it's just like, okay, this has to be done. Let's fucking do it. But hearing the response and then the visual of like her anger alone and what power she has, cracking and destroying those stones that are literally just phones. It's like if you called somebody and pissed them off, and then you just get a crack in the middle of your screen. It's a little intimidating. So yeah, he's gonna be in there for a little bit. He did not look good.
Now you also didn't
Fail.
divulge your location.
If she, look, she's angry enough. She'll find a way. I mean, there is one sending stone left over. It's just sitting on the table if anyone wants to use it. But he is not of the mind to use anything right now.
So I will say it's possible that they may be searching, or at least she might be searching for at least a day or two.
Out of character, I think maybe Hero's Feast, then sending stones say, hey bitch, we're over here. Maybe expedite it. That's just me.
Down for that.
I just
I
tend
want
to
to be
Hero's Feast
very
lasts 24
careful
hours,
because
right?
Hero's Feast is only 24 hours.
It is.
So-
yes.
24 hours is a long
Hero's
time,
Feast
but yeah,
is-
we gotta make sure she's on her way. So we've made sure she's out and about. So sending stone saying, "Hey, bitch, you still looking for us? We're over here." Dumb shit.
Either that
And then,
or a sending spell.
I have an idea.
Well, we got a stone. May as well use it.
I have an idea. We wait approximately like 4 hours before using the last sending stone to tell her, "Hey, yo, here we are. Come get us, bitch."
That sending stone may not immediately. It might not be with her. It might be with someone else.
Yeah, I mean, it might go through. We might get messages through the grape.
Because
I mean,
which is true.
They may be
Sending
scared,
her
but they're going to
directly.
want to tell her where the people that pissed her off are, for their own sake.
If I do this sending, I'm gonna need to take a short rest to get my spell slots back.
I think
cat
the
now.
order
We're
of
in a long
events
rest,
is.
buddy.
Yeah, I think the order of events is Hero's Feast, Sending Stone attempt, and then just wait.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think Hero's Feast should be breakfast, because, well, no.
Why
Because she
do
might-
we need a long rest?
Be good to have everyone full, but it's not required.
But I'm just wondering what spells have been cast aside from sending.
Because,
For me, I just need a short rest. That's it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
I don't need a long
that's what
rest.
I'm asking. Like, why would we need a long rest? We just woke up from a long rest. We've done a lot of stuff that comes back in a short rest with Armgrim's
yeah, blessing.
thing, blessings.
You don't really need a long rest, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could be
I'm
Thread of
currently
Faithless,
still
but that's not
missing
the end of the
health
will.
and stuff.
Why? How, like we had a long rest.
I don't know. I guess
It-
You should be full.
It's a
we
safety
woke up
blanket.
today
We
from
want
a
a
long
long rest to feel better about
Yeah.
ourselves. But yeah, short rest will do. But yeah, I think that's
Here are all
the
my
order.
spells for fucking the dragon.
Different kind of protection you need for that.
But yeah, do
Yep.
we want do we want to get to
I'll-
Armgrim's dramatic Heroes Feast?
No. I keep telling you, I don't
Oh,
wanna
breakfast,
do
right?
that
You say
until-
you want to do breakfast.
Because it's
Excuse me.
24 hour. Well, no, I should do it for dinner so I can get my 6 fucking spell slot back.
Yeah.
So it should be dinner, but in the morning we should do it because either that or we should sending stone and then have the feast to have as much time with it as possible.
So we want to try and take a long rest, and then Heroes Feast, and then Sending Stone.
Because
That's
it
what
would
he's
be. Because I need to have a 6th level spell slot. That's a really good thing
Ah.
for me to have.
What's the max amount of time we can take before we're able to take a long rest again? Have we
24
passed it?
hours.
Oh, well, we just take a long rest now, try and get it. Because it's worst case scenario. It'll
So
take
we-
even if she
so we woke
somehow
up-
bumblefucks right into us, it'll still take a while.
So we
Like-
woke up about, let's say, with the sun, quote unquote, that we can't see. So that's usually around 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. Y'all smith for 4 hours. That's noon. We just sent all that shit at noon. If she flew straight towards us, that's 8 hours. So that's 8 o'clock at night. If she's wandering around, it might take more, but like we'd have to go to sleep about the time where she would be finding us if she went straight to us.
Yeah.
So I don't think
Just-
we can get a long rest back, is what I'm saying.
Oh, that's bad.
I think can't really
what's
just
the
say
sixth level
attempt
spell
it
slot
because
that you
then
want?
we're going to be in a bad spot if she shows
Well,
up.
the reason why is because his 6th level spell slot is what he's been using to have on ready for Word of Recall.
In case like we have to
Which is-
GTFO.
Exactly.
The safety button.
I say we all just sleep in our armor, as any sensible person should. At least try and go for it. Because worst comes to worst, we got everything prepped. If she shows up, like,
What-
towards the end of the
Did
long
we
rest,
know
then
how long it was going to take her to get here?
if she went straight from hers to here, it would estimate be about 8 hours. But she doesn't know where we are, and we're hoping she'll wander around enough to not find us. But worst case scenario, if she somehow comes right to us on a fluke, it'll be 8 hours.
Look at the note that they have. See the places they have left to investigate. She's going to go to one of them.
That's the worry. But could risk it and attempt 2, because worst comes to worst, we'll just be... Some of us will be getting out of bed and then charging straight into battle. Best case scenario, we get our long rest off, full resources, and then if she still hasn't shown up, goad her. That's what I think. Does anyone have any contention with that?
Not really.
So it seems the general consensus is we want to try for a long rest.
Yeah. We're going to try for a long rest. Hero's Feast. Goad. Not goad. Get her here faster if she isn't here already.
It would be Hero's Feast, then Long Rest.
Okay, that swap those then. So Hero's Feast, long rest. If she's still not there by the time we wake up, sendings.
Okay.
I recommend we don't sleep in the very obvious tent, maybe. I don't know, it's a nice comfortable place, but if she shows up while we're all sleeping, she's gonna target the tent immediately.
Isn't this also in the dome where can't be seen?
True, but if she lands, then I recommend sleeping at your tank for Angrim. So
Yeah.
it just wakes up.
He-
Oh,
he
dragon!
is in his hidden tank.
I mean, it's a safe place to sleep, honestly.
Yeah.
Hammocks.
For once, this is a good time to be asleep at the controls. Venom, of course, is going to be in his wagon, though. Yeah. But yeah, we decided what we're doing now, that's good.
Alright.
Onwards to Fantastical Hero Feast, Mr. Chef.
Right.
This is your moment.
The moment.
Alright, so everyone go ahead and gather within the tent, I guess.
If we want to do that right now, because what time is it?
Right now, it's coming on to afternoon.
We want to do this as late as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, like
We are
right before
going
we go to
immediately
sleep.
into long rest.
Alright. So you spend,
Once we do the feast, then we're
24
sleeping.
hours is the duration.
I know.
If we Heroes Feast and it takes her too long to get here, we won't have the benefit and it will be wasted.
that's what I'm kind of warning you guys about. You know, just
Well, that's why I said about doing it after. the
That's
long
why
rest,
I
but you
keep
wanted it
saying-
before.
If we do it right at the evening, as late as possible, right? We'll have as much time as possible for the next day. Hopefully be able to get the spell slot back, which will be really useful. A 6th level spell slot, I only got 1. It's nice to have.
I say we do it
especially with-
before we rest because in the morning we might not make it to the morning without being attacked.
Yeah, because there may be a chance she just dropped in on us in the night. So if we have that Hero's Feast already up, then great. Because like you said,
Exactly.
there's been a number of places that haven't been that she knows haven't scouted, and it limits the amount of places she needs to check.
There's also been only a couple of those places.
Hmm.
I digress. Come later in the evening, I think we do it.
yeah. So there's about 6 hours ish from when you did the thing from the stones. Comes to the evening, right around when you would normally have dinner. So you gather within Arngrim's tent and you begin to prepare the necessary components for this special feast. Preparing the ingredients just how you remember your mother Helgen used to do.
Hey,
You remember
so
the
sorry.
You remember the sounds, smells, sights of her cooking. How every Sonder she'd bake a loaf of bread special just for you and the family. And it would be ready right after you came home from your young apprenticeship at the forge next door. You'd even smell it while working under the tutelage of your old Uncle Carden. And more so than any other day, when you'd smell the delicious meals cooked by her and your old Granick, meat pies, goat's cheese, stews. Nothing ever compared to that enormous loaf of bread at the end of each week. Often made together as a family with love and heart. This was Brackenbrook bread, made from home.
You know, Arngrim starts to speak as he's preparing a bunch of this food. There's something, as much as I may have harped on Dajar earlier, I should probably say. I've been lying. I'm not Arngrim. I mean, I'm me, but I'm not Arngrim. I've been very infatuated with heroes since I was a wee lad. I wanted to be like them as I was in a safe citadel and under a mountain and never had to face their hardships, would reach their peaks. Thought I'd go be an adventurer, but it wasn't in any recent of my generations. I thought I needed to be something that I wasn't, that I needed to toss away who I was and try and be what I thought heroes should. I was born with a different name, and as time has passed and I've come to learn of my father's passing too, I'm ashamed that I thought I should take on a moniker, that I hid who I was because I was embarrassed. I was born Angus. My name literally translates to stone-baked meat pie. It was a little dumpling for Mama. I thought that wasn't the name of a hero. I thought it was ill-suited to be impressive. But now I've made peace with who I am, who I'll be, and that I too one day will eventually join me ma and dad in death. And if that's tonight or tomorrow or years off, I want to be who I am and be proud of that and not lie or hide, especially to myself and definitely to those who are trusting me. I'm sorry. To you and my clan, but I never meant to lie about who I was because I was trying to deceive you or hurt you. I'm coming to terms more with that I deceived myself because I didn't understand. My parents used to make this meal for me a lot when I was a little kid. It's just about ready to make. Before I go into tomorrow, and whatever it may bring, I'd like you to taste their cooking and see if you can forgive me then for my dishonesty. And on that, he's gonna go ahead and actually cast this spell.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
Bellum, the ball you made, is center. Go ahead. Sorry.
as you, even now as you begin to sort of knead the dough, making use of the bowl here in the Morbog, the veil between the living world and the spirit world, you bring a piece of home with you, even though they've passed on. And what do the two names on the bowl say?
They're Helga and Granik. My mom and my dad.
You remember how your mother used to sing as she kneaded the dough. A dwarfish sonnet to set the pace. And while she was a no-nonsense and stern woman in life, her singing voice was blissful to listen to. Like hearing the chime of well-forged metal. Find yourself humming that very poem. I've heard the lonely pipes of Mayland many times in my dreams. I've seen the land of my ancestors clearly, it seems. The bright colours of the tartan, the lively swing of the kilt, set my mind's eye back to the place my ancestors knelt. Rather in a stronghold built for a king, or in a garden which grew everything, I have been given a gift to peep, when I close my eyes and fall asleep. It's as if I was standing there. I've witnessed great battle and love, the courage and strength of my granddads and granddads before them, all tower from above. And surrounding them all, with a tune of its own, with the lonely pipes of Mayland calling me home. As you hum to yourself, imagining the voice of your mother, memories stir of your father coming home through the front door from working the mines, soot-faced. These are powerful memories. And the rest of you begin to hear that Arngrim's voice is joined by another. A woman's voice. Arngrim, as you kind of blink as you're kneading the dough behind the divider there, you're next to the spectral form of your mother, and she's kneading the dough beside you. Echoes of the past. But every bit as lively as you once knew her. You hear her say,
No, my little ingot, you see. Back and forth, like this. You got to fold the air into the dough. That's how you get it nice and fluffy.
It is.
We've got
Use your fingers.
Aye, we've got to make it big for all your wee friends staying over from next door. Here, grab the folds while I chop some onions for the stew, okay?
Right, Mum.
you watch the
He's just kind of slumped over the cooking style for a minute.
You watch the image of your mother. She kind of plucks some onions from a nearby stack, takes a kitchen knife and she starts chopping and dicing. The rest of you see a spectral form phases through the tent's two front flaps. hand out as if opening a door. The figure of a middle-aged, soot-faced dwarf strides into the space. And he takes off a mining helmet, which disappears as he sets it upon a non-existent rack nearby. You hear him say,
Oh, I think I hear you.
"Oh, wait. No, hang on. That's it's You hear your mother say."
I think I hear your dad coming through the front door. Why don't you go say hello? I'll carry on here.
Both hands are just planted on just firmly on the cooking table, head slumped as he just sort of rolls back and turns. And he looks at the others, and there's just tears. And he just looks at the front of the tent.
Oh, what's that lovely smell? Oh, hello.
He the dwarven gentleman kind of looks around to all of you.
Oh, I didn't know we Angus was having friends around for dinner. You must be his friends from next door.
These are my friends. This is me, Paul Granite.
Well, your friends are mighty quiet.
Pleasure to be meeting you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Aye, pleasure to meet all of you. It's great to have company. How's things looking in the kitchen, love? Is that your fabulous bread loaves again? Aye, you're home early, dear. Dinner's almost up. Just sticking the last loaf in the oven now. Oh, lovely.
You hear a brief spout of some coughing from behind the divider and the rattling of plates. Brannick goes,
You go ahead and chat with your friends, Angus. Don't worry, I'll go help your man in the kitchen. Get things ready for you.
and with that the spectral form disappears behind the divider.
No!
Sorry.
No, it's funny though. Magic is strange here. I'm used to spirits, but none quite so fresh.
As you look at these spectral figures kind of peeking around the divider, they seem almost blissfully ignorant to or unaware of your current circumstance. It's as if they're playing out routines from memories.
This was the way we made dinner every day for years, and it was the best food I've ever tasted. We've been trying to learn how to make it just like that ever since. And I want you to be able to taste it too. Nothing else I'd like to share with you. My family's cooking. I'm real happy to have you in the Morbog with me. Will you join me on this meal?
Of course.
Sure.
Well, I figure having your toasters in order for your meal.
He's already been eating.
I don't think it's ready yet. They're still preparing it, if I recall what was said correctly.
I think it's just getting done. I'm not sure.
It's just
Because
about,
out or anything. No, I have rations. Thank you.
it's just finishing up now, and you can see the two spectral forms or spectral memories of Brannick and Helgen bringing out plates of freshly cooked food, and center place in the table is an enormous freshly baked pair of delicious looking bread loaves, and you can see it's elegantly braided as well. It's definitely a home cooked meal for the ages. Clearly been made with love.
Special meat pies.
Oh yes.
Everybody, your hit point maximum goes up by 2d10.
Oh yeah.
So I believe
shit.
you should be able to physically cast that spell on everyone as well. I've specifically automated that as well.
Hooray! Automation.
yeah.
Presumably, once the spell completes, the food is served and all that, the apparitions persist, or do they dissipate?
You seem to dissipate.
I think this is everybody.
Yourself?
Myself too. There we go. And then
Missing Vellum.
No, I clicked Vellum. He's in the middle. He's weird.
Oh, right.
Oh, I aligned myself to a chair like a civilized person.
Yeah, there you go. Very good. Fucking Blink.
There you go.
Truly balanced, as all things should be.
Nice.
Alright. So, that one takes a moment. It's a mug of drink. Grim. Or, well, about what you said.
V.
I may not know as much as expected to know about a person, but if I've learned anything, it's that the name doesn't come before the deed, and the journey you take to get somewhere makes you who you are. So, what I do know is you, whoever you decide, call yourself. The journey you've taken to get here makes you one of the most heroic people I've ever known. Whether that means a lot or a little, I figure that's something worth toasting. And he lifts his mug. To the chef.
To the chef.
Chef.
Yes, to the chef.
And to his company. Clink.
And in
We've
true
got
dwarven
a
fashion,
big
chucks
day.
the entire thing back.
We've got a big day tomorrow. I've got a plan to make it a bit easier on us. I have the idea of using a powerful magic and cursing the dragon. I can cure curses as well as weave them. It's just two sides of that same coin. And it can befuddle, and it can harm, and it can weaken. And it will make it very difficult for the creature to both strike out at us as well as even hold consciousness. It will be a stupefying thing.
You know, yeah.
Every moment will be like a wave of confusion that it has to overcome. But it means that spell would have to be able to go off. I'd have to touch the beast. And then it would have to succumb to the spell. Do we know if... It seems such a silly question, but I'm no expert, as he turns to Liska. What do we know of the willpower of dragons?
It tends to be very high. Most dragons, particularly if you're going to do magic that will influence them and their capabilities, tend to have at least some base resistance. It's somewhat infamous, actually, if not legendary. And I think in regards to these legendary, like this legendary resistance, you'll have to kind of wear it down. So I wouldn't necessarily go big right off the bat, because I've seen spells cast by very powerful individuals just fizzle out when they should work against a dragon. So I would say do what you can to try to impede, but I'd probably wait a little bit before you really start throwing things that is very much a big do or die sort of thing.
Is this something that it's simply like a property of its scales shall always happen? Or is this... Do we know how that legendary strength of it works? Is there any understanding?
It seems to be just kind of like the inherent magical nature of a dragon. They tend to have just... Maybe it's something with their scales, maybe it's something else, but they tend to have just the capability of... It takes a lot more for magic to grip a dragon, let's just say that.
If you can manage it, then fantastic, but don't go doing something that'll get you killed just to try it.
You mentioned wearing it out? I'm not gonna get myself killed, Philip.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to wear it down as a team. Then you can get your chance, but we have no idea how the battle's going to play out, so have it in your back pocket all the same.
I will. What if we specifically try to target things that subject, that doesn't necessarily have to be its willpower, but make it magic it must resist rather than like my bolt where I must try to strike it. If we do that, will that wear it down, or is it... I'm not sure how dragons work, I only throw rocks at them.
Why not use the vampire delight poison I've been making?
Let's just say this, I've never had a dragon resist hitting it with something sharp or heavy. It's like these are massive creatures that, have fought titans. They have, they shrug off most things. Magic seems to have a hard time taking effect on them. There is some reason for them to believe that they are the most powerful and most, there's a reason for them to have some arrogance, but just know that, of course, dragons can be slain. It can be done. Just be prepared for things sometimes not to go your way. But I've never had a dragon be like, say no to hammer, I'm just saying.
If you see an opportunity, go for it, but best to rely on traditional methods. Until then.
Though, this is also just thinking of a normal dragon. It might very well be different with a dragon that knows how to cast spells. So just, that is something that you spellcasters have to know about. That's not my purview. Ask Dejar about whether or not because she is the mage hunter. So, ask her what it's like fighting someone with magic.
This food is fucking delicious. Vellum's already eating.
Oh, yeah, Luska's been eating while she's been talking.
Yeah, like he sort of like took a bite as we were talking. Fuck it all, just boom, straight into it.
You're
Then
just eating very quietly. Go ahead.
I will I'll see what I can do to try and wear it down, because if we can have it be cursed, I think it will be a game changer.
I believe you.
Yeah, I would agree.
I do have one question on a serious note before we get back to this fucking delicious meal. Like, he's got like a cheek full of some kind of meat pie. Are we still calling you Argrim, or what's your moniker now that you sort of let that out in the open?
I probably shouldn't keep using a fake name. Feels really disrespectful. Like the name my parents gave me wasn't good enough. I'm a chef. It's what I am. I was born from chefs, and they go back to very old chefs, back to the War of Broken Chains. I can't change history, and I shouldn't be ashamed of it. I shouldn't lie about what I am to others, and especially myself. So I'd prefer it. I know you've been calling me Argrim for a while. I don't feel like a very grim kind of lad.
I didn't catch the end of
It's your
that, sorry.
choice, really. I don't feel like a very grim kind of lad.
Right then. And I assume like all the food and drink is magical, so it's just like he grabs a mug that's suddenly full again.
Pretty much.
Right then. Another toast. Angus the hero chef. Chug.
The tears are a bit dry, and he kind of looks down to the meal with a smile. Are we ready for what we think's coming?
Probably not. But we're as
Not
ready.
as ready as we would ever be.
Hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Alright.
We usually, I'm getting used to this whole tactical strategy order thing. But I got one I think everyone can agree with. Tomorrow, don't die. That's an order. And there is a small smile from Vellum. It's like with every bite and every sip, like the anxiety that he was feeling until now fades more and more as the food does its work.
Well, we have a difficult time ahead of us.
I've
Is
got
there
to change my
anything else
notes.
we as player need to do?
I think we've got everything covered. I mean, honestly, we did more prep than I thought we were going to have at the start of the session. But it's not necessarily a bad thing as long as we're still moving forward.
I need a fucking moment to collect myself.
Where the heck is Arngrim in my notes? I know you're here somewhere. I need to change that name.
Same. Angus.
Why are you not in my persons of interest list? How dare you?
Because Arngrim's not very interesting.
No, I mean, I've got a list of standing with everyone. Could have sworn I have Azure on here for crying out. Okay. Scroll.
I need to make use of that feature.
I have so many notes you don't even. I need to rearrange
You're the
this.
one that fucking talk.
Alrighty. Angus.
I have
back
notes on basically all my inventions, though not on my sheet. But I really need to make use of the fucking persons of interest thing.
I just use it to keep track of standing with organizations, specific people. Angus Brackenbrick, very positive standing.
I was muted. Did you guys want to do a long rest?
We're going to attempt to.
Preferably, yes.
Okay.
Also, Janner, would you kindly give me the 10 extra HP as well?
You should have been targeted. No, I guess you weren't.
I weren't targeted because I'm not on the list.
Oh shit. Angrim, just go ahead and briefly target. Where is Saoyun? Where did Saoyun disappear off to?
Oh, he's down there. She's
So,
not even in the tent.
I just want to say you can adjust your max hit points on your sheet.
Yeah, but I think that it's tied to a buff that also gives the other benefits, so it's easier to automate.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is.
That
For
makes
some
sense.
reason, I wasn't put into the the tent.
Yeah, that's why.
I mean,
That's
you
why
have
you weren't
legs.
targeted. Okay, so just go
Yeah,
ahead and
I walked myself. Let me just roll that for you.
you just go ahead and target Saoyun and just cast a spell again without consuming anything, any spell slots.
Yeah, and then you can just alter them
There
at
you
the
go.
point value.
You might need to alter the max on that because
Yeah, just throw 3 extra.
Yeah, so +3, +3. Oh,
And
that's
then long rest.
Or an attempt to, so don't go doing it yet. We still gotta make it.
all right. So long rest. We're gonna do watches, I would assume.
Yes.
Okay.
I do have one thing I would actually like to do. I would like to request that Sao take watch with Arngrim.
Okay.
okay.
So
I'm gonna do. I think one thing. How long does this last? But if we're trying to do this, which spells? Make sure I'm not fucking it. All right. 2, 3. I can do this for 5 people. I'm really hoping we can get that long rest. 5 people. Who would be most likely? So it's gonna be myself. I'll do Saoyun, Vellum, Dejar, and this is a toss. I can only do 5.
What are you trying to do?
5 of us can get this. Come on. Click info.
oh, very useful.
Oh yeah, Death Ward. Forgot
Yeah.
about that.
You should
Oh,
be.
shit.
That should also be automated, so you can just assign that to someone as well.
Very
I'm
useful.
putting the information before I select the people and actually do it.
Yeah, that would be very useful.
My notes are now updated. Hooray.
So, I can do it for 5. There's Arngrim, Grunka, or excuse me, there's Arngrim, Sao, Vellum, Dejar, and it's a toss between Grunka and Liska.
I have a single question.
Yes.
So you said you, Sao, Dejar, and who else?
Vellum.
Okay. So
If I could be blunt, I think Liska's going to be the least likely to get to the point of needing. I think Grunky might be a better one.
well, my question is that so you're doing Death Ward. How are you? Can you upcast Death Ward? I thought it was just a single creature.
Yes, it's not concentration. It lasts 8 hours. I'm using.
Well, okay,
additional
you're
slots.
gotcha.
Oh, that's the other
I'm
reason you wanted
burning-
the long rest, so you could
Yeah,
knock several of those out.
I'm burning everything I can to attempt this.
Okay. So I would. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's cool. I wouldn't do Sable, and I'd do Grunka and Liska, because Sable, as a half-orc, already gets Death Ward.
You're right.
I can always have 2 death wards. No, that's perfectly understandable. Yeah, I have a
I think the
last
issue is
ditch
because of
fuck
that.
button.
Technically, they would both proc and nothing would happen.
Oh, okay then. Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
No, don't put it on me.
All right, so it's not going to be you.
I
It's
should also
instead-
mention that
Sal
I
has
would
it.
technically also get it.
You're on
Oh,
Severe.
right, you're an orc.
Put
Yeah.
it on Severe. Or just don't waste another spell slot.
I'll save one more for the spell slot.
Smart.
Just in case we get the combat.
Because if the NPCs know any better, they'll fucking stay out of the way.
So this is just in case we get ambushed in the middle of the night, right?
And it's also 8 hours.
So
Because
so
he's-
yes, so this is in case we get ambushed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Good old safety net.
And if anything happens immediately in the morning, it's one of those things. I can have all these spell slots, we get ambushed in the night, or I can have it be, you don't die. And I don't have those spell slots. I have all the lower ones to burn to try and reduce the mitigation, and then, or the legendary resistance, and then I still have 3 attempts for Bestow Curse.
Alright. Awesome.
Right then.
Okay, so I have myself, I have Djar, Liska, and I have Grunka. And that's it. So I do that. 4th level, so that's 3. So we should all hopefully have those benefits now.
Good old death.
There you go.
Ah,
Alright, so I'll set that to 0, because I don't have any 4th, and I will just remove 1/5, because though upcasting does nothing, I'm using it to simply cast this spell.
It's like you have
Okay.
the orcish blood running through your veins.
Alright,
Okay. So
and this is just to protect us.
good thinking. Good thinking. So first watch is Sayun and Arngrim.
Alright,
So
I'll be
Okay.
keeping guidance up on, because it's a cantrip, up on Sayun to help her perceptions. Because I'm not going to be able to do it, and I accept that. She's a fucking wizard.
yeah.
Not quite a wizard, but yes,
Sorry, she's a magician.
So go
close
ahead,
enough.
go ahead and make your perception check with advantage.
And I'm
Without
8.
Arngrim, yep,
Yeah.
with Arngrim's help, with a
I'm
plus something rather. 1d4. Oof,
31.
31.
I think she sees
Don't forget,
me.
don't you have that special thing that also lets you see far as fuck away?
I do have
Yeah.
the Legogel. Yes. In clear conditions, I can see details on extremely distant creatures and objects as small as 2 feet across. So, I spy with my eye everything.
As you keep watch for the night with Arngrim's help, you
I would like also to do a small little RP thing.
yeah, go ahead. By all means.
As Arngrim and Sao is keeping watch, she just sort of looks over at him briefly with not quite a curious look, but also not quite it's an odd look, to just say the least. Before she just begins talking. What you said about your name and the history behind it. It struck a chord.
Is that right?
Every single one of my brothers are named after a historical person of some form of military might, be it tragedy, bravery, inventions of warfare, or just martial prowess in general. Do you know what each of my brothers are?
Bastards?
No,
Or
they're a bunch of wimps. There's only one of my brothers that actually share his names and attributes.
Is that right?
That is Jin. And Jin is
An alcoholic?
no.
Sorry, I thought the name. Please go on.
No, it's spelled J-I-I-N in common. But he's not the smartest of the bunch. Can be a little headstrong, a little too headstrong, which often leads him into fighting matches. Everyone else of my brothers are they're not cut out for war in any shape. They don't handle distress. They're better suited for menial library work, or in your case, clerical duties. Even my own name is a bit of an unfortunate thing. It was the only name my mother actually managed to give us. Or any of us. It has no meaning. It is not after a certain person, it is not from some heroic deed or tale.
It just simply is. And that's what you gotta come to accept.
It's a blank slate. And in a family like mine, it is a lot to live up to. But I will say this. Angus sounds a lot cuter than Angren.
It sounds like a better name. That's probably why my parents gave it to me instead.
Maybe. But you
I
are a
like
little dumpling,
names
aren't
like
you? You just
Yeah,
sort of
I'm-
grins.
I am short and round and flabby in the places you want and muscular in the others and with a little bit too much hair sometimes.
So just
But you know what?
raises a brow at the last comment he made.
Listen, all I'm saying on your meat pie, you probably don't want to find some mustache hairs.
If it's your cooking, I'll be damn sure to know it's not mustache hair. You treasure that thing better than you do your hammers.
Aye, well, it's grown on me. I like the name Xiao Yu. It's a good one. I think that you shouldn't be named a hero when you're born. There's expectations. We delude ourselves. We're named who we are for a reason. It's up to us to make that a hero's name with our deeds. And it's hard for me to understand and accept that at times. Because what we want to be and what we were born as are often quite different. Can't always be it, but we can do our best to move towards it. And to be quite honest, for all the great names your brothers have, they don't have one of these, as he points at your new little jade critter.
Sao gives a small nod, and then as she just sort of pans around them and before looking at him. Be the change you wish to see in the world. That is something
That's
one
a
of
good way of looking at it.
That's something my twin used to tell me. He would always be neck deep in his fairy tale books at times, but he always took out one thing from them. No matter how well written a book is, it is still written. So if you want to have your name written in something great, maybe it's time to write it. Angus the Baker and Dragon Killer.
2 dragon killers. Dragon killer of 2 dragons, rather. Maybe one day I can make it 3. Well, I've got to live through this first before I can do that.
True. Though I will say, it makes for one hell of a advertisement for a bakery.
I kind of want her head so I could have like a fake pie resting in it and have that over me mantle with all the tables. It's like, look, even she enjoys the flavor, you know. I think that would entice buyers.
It would certainly be eye-catching. As for enticing, not everyone has a dragon's head. So,
Not everyone may have a dragon head, but if you come down to Brackenbricks, you too can have a dragon's appetite. Got it!
that's a good one.
Ah. You'll eat for free.
Ah,
Have you spotted anything?
As you kind of peek around this, you kind of peek open the flaps a bit. You see kind of Liska has made her way off towards the next room beyond. She appears to be. What is Liska doing? Just keeping watch, just walking around.
No, Liska's sleeping.
Yeah, I assume they switched. Like Angram and Liska switched, so
Yeah, it's not her watch.
Oh right. I was just
Yeah.
wondering why Liska was up there.
laziness.
Well, no, she wants to be relatively high up, but also because there's gonna be a dragon coming, and she wants to, like, at some point in time when it's her watch, she's gonna, like, switch it up to where she, hold on, just double check. It'll be her and Severe, so she'll have last watch.
Sure.
So
Basically, not being in the tent if a dragon arrives.
Yeah.
Which is what Vellum suggested, and why he's under a wagon currently.
Okay, so I guess next watch would be Vellum and Dejar.
As Dejar like goes to the main sort of watch area, and you see Vellum roll out from underneath the wagon. Ugh.
Are you alright? You.
I'm not. I'll be fine. He'll sort of
Are you
walk
sure
up,
about that?
sit by her. I'm not
sitting there.
sure of a lot lately, Dejar. But gotta keep going.
Yes. I'll be honest with you, I am terrified. I've never faced a dragon before.
Well, hopefully you've seen some nasty shit in your time, right?
I faced a vampire lord and survived to tell the tale.
Well, that sounds pretty nasty all the same.
That, and I also made a deal with a hag, so yeah, I've seen some shit.
So just try not, as hard as it is for you, just try not to think. Just, in the moment when the time comes, just focus all your efforts on surviving and making sure that she dies before you do. At least that's what I've experienced.
Believe me, I've been thinking not a lot, but in the moment, 3 steps ahead on everyone's health or well-being, I should say, my own and the battlefield. That's basically all that's on my mind.
Well, I'll say this much. Try not to make yourself a target. Those of us who can take the hits are going to try and take the hits. You're there to work him out. And at this point, like this entire conversation, Vellum has sort of either been looking off in the distance to keep watch, or just sort of like eyes fixed on a point on the ground.
That dragon bitch really got you, didn't she?
No. Well, yeah, but no. I'm fine. Fine, honest. Just need to get some sleep and hope that when I wake up there isn't a dragon looking down at me. Best you can hope for in this situation.
Yes.
And and Vellum will keep mainly Sturm unless ask specific questions.
Alright.
So I'm going to roll that their perception.
Yep, with advantage. Dejar's help.
Gotta make sure I hold up. Well, gotta make sure I hold alt long enough.
26. You keep an eye out for an hour, 2 hours. The cold, clammy chill, just not the wind, but just the ambient air around you. It's unnerving. I have to look behind you to the shadows that kind of coalesce around the general area of the temple. You look up and just see darkness. You hear no kind of distant shrieks of some sort of otherworldly creature like you would normally hear in the Morbog. And you feel generally safe here under the veil of the private sanctum. So,
Or rather, he should.
although, can't help but feel maybe this this cube of a dark shadow, maybe all too obvious from the outside. To a roaming dragon, you're not sure. Many thoughts swirling around your mind. But other than that...
Well, we've all agreed as a team to keep it up,
Mhm.
so it's staying up, better or worse. If you dropped it now, there would be a huge breach of trust.
Oh yes. But other than that, your watch goes unhindered.
After a lengthy watch of mostly silence, Dunley sort of hands on knees, pushing himself up to stand up. Well, good night, Joe. And
Good night.
what I said, don't die. Now he'll just sort of go back to wagon.
You too.
His bedroll's just sort of been left on the floor, and he's gonna wiggle back into it and roll back into the wagon.
And the sheriff's gonna slowly go back up to the tent.
Alright, next watch would be, let's see, this would be,
And Webby, probably.
yeah, Grunker and
Since our
Webby.
game's in
Sadly, our boy is not.
I'm just going to roll perception for him with advantage with Webby's help. Oh, no. Here we go. Okay. The hours go by. 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours. Eventually, Grunker comes over to you, Liska, taps your shoulder, goes, Eat your watch.
Okay. And she gets up, stretches a bit, does some quick calisthenics. Because, you gotta. Because she's awake now. She's not going back to sleep. And she's going to look around for Severe.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm awake.
let's go and look out for a dragon. And she is going to grab Severe and walk outside the barrier. And
Okay.
yeah, because it's stupid to look for a dragon inside 120 foot.
Yep.
You want to see if she's actually coming from a distance.
Alright.
So yeah, Liska is
It
with
is
Severe.
It is currently darkness. You cannot see anything really. But you could light a torch.
I thought the entire
I
thing
thought
was
the
just kind
Morbod
of
was
perpetual
constant
dim light.
twilight.
Yeah. Like it's darkness where we are because we're inside the barrier, but I thought just the Morbog in general was just
that-
constant dim light.
Yeah, that is true. Actually, hang on. Let me just
Gotta be consistent.
let's alter that darkness color. Yeah, just a brief moment. Oh, okay. Let me just actually, fuck it. Let's do this.
Oh.
And it's like, dim light, it's twilight, it's all good.
Yeah, everything's weirdly grey anyway. So.
Mm-hmm.
And Liska, regardless, is going to, because of the maps and seeing how it is, I think she'd be coming from either, like, in this general swath, like, from...
Yeah, from a northerly direction.
10 o'clock to about 3, 4 o'clock.
Okay, so
Because,
you're
like, her
heading
lair's
out.
in this direction. Yeah, her lair's this direction. She might swing, but the other places where she would check out are this direction. So, yeah, Liska would kind of probably be propped up on this rock
Oh, okay.
and just with Severe looking around, just kind of checking out. Every so often she'll do little jaunt over here, like following this land path,
Yep.
and just kind of look.
All right. So, go ahead. Actually, this will be
I
perception.
will aid Severe.
There you go. There you go.
He has a lot better perception than I do.
Poggers.
Second.
It's not like I think she'll stealth onto us.
you look to your left. She's crawling, like
Yeah.
squat to the ground.
Yeah.
Like,
Just slither.
saw nothing. Skitty.
You saw nothing.
Like that. It's unexpected.
I mean, I wouldn't have seen it
I
coming.
guess you are like
I
a
did.
newt. Don't know how to fly, huh? That's
When she
that's
gets
when-
here, she's actually tiny.
that would be hilarious. Permanently cursed with with shrink.
You kind of look around. Severe kind of does the same. That, or rather, did the music stop? Oh yeah, titles get crashed on me.
Yeah, I
Oh,
feel
wow.
like we're gonna start next session. We're gonna dive straight fight.
Yeah,
Terrifying.
Sirenscape is being very crashy right now.
That's fine. Just continue on with that.
Such is the case.
As you,
Also,
Oh.
just for reference, we're about to do time.
yeah,
and
I
due
know, I know.
Yeah.
to Gab not being here.
Yeah. So let's continue.
I'm trying, but I really need Sirenscape for this. Fucking, what is this bullshit?
Make the sound effects yourself. Rare.
Quick, get the cat.
As Severe kind of looks around, peering through the fog. Fucking piece of shit. Wow. You hear, or rather, you see Severe's eyes widen, and there is a look of shock on his face. Get back in! Get back in!
What do you see?
Over there! And you then begin to hear what sounds like the very, very, very distant beat of wings. And it seems like it's travelling from west to east.
This direction?
Yes, from west to east. You hear the beating of wings, the very, very distant roar.
Okay. Can we see anything? Like,
As-
did he just hear something, or did he see something?
As Svea kind of points this out, you can now see where he's pointing. It's very, very, very faint, very distant fog, but up in the very apex of the sky, you can see some sort of large black shape. Both of you go ahead and make stealth checks. Or actually, you know what? Sevia's going to cast Pass Without a Trace.
Liska's just gonna be like, "Don't worry about it," and she's gonna shove him back through the wall. Like,
Why
then-
hide? Just go.
Yeah, and Liska's going to over the ring be like, "She's coming. She should be here in," and she's gonna gauge it for a little bit. Can I do a quick survival check to see how fast she'll be approaching?
You can make a survival check, sure.
Sure.
I have a character question. Wasn't she going west to east and not towards us?
I mean, you can go west to east and also could be coming towards us.
9.
Oh, overhead. Right.
Oh.
Sorry, I thought you meant like in the distance, like a bit away. My
I don't
brain.
care.
It's
Like, she'll be able to-
it's very much in the distance. It seems to be going from west to east. Doesn't appear to be coming towards you by any means.
Okay, that's fine.
But that's all you can really judge.
It's like, yeah, Liska's still just gonna be like, "She's coming. Should be here in probably a couple of minutes." She's flying pretty quickly. And Liska is going to, and this is over the earrings, of course, so she can actually talk to the party through the barrier. And then she is going to activate her winged boots of flying, and she's going to fly above the whatever
Dome.
the fuck it is. Yeah, the cube. How tall is it? 100 something feet?
It's let's see here. It should be as wide as it is tall, actually. 200 feet, I believe.
Alright. It's just gonna be 210 feet up. Let's do 205. She's like hovering right above it. And she's going to fly. I'm just gonna be here. And she's going to she's just gonna be sitting there just like seeing the dragon. She's going to like put her fingers into her mouth and do like one of those battlefield whistles that just like pierce silence that could be heard over essentially a battlefield. And she's gonna do that, and she's just gonna try to get her attention just in case.
Okay then. Let me just do one of these.
All I'm picturing is Liska just putting the
question.
fingers in her mouth, and then suddenly, you know, steam train horn just blaring.
Maybe.
I was thinking more of like she blows raspberries because she fucked up the whistle.
I like my skeleton dude more.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is this towards the end or the beginning? Like, how far is this into her watch?
Yeah, because we may be able to
Weird.
squeeze our long rests in.
Because
This is-
yeah, that's exactly it. Because we are right at 6 hours.
This is very much towards the end of the watch. This is on the very, very cusp. It's at
I
that.
stay asleep.
So question. Like, I guess the question is, you're kind of dancing around it. Do they get their long rest or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just narrowly. It's
Very
at that,
good.
It's at that moment as Liska tells you that she's coming through the earrings that you do manage to complete your long rest. This
Yay.
is on the very, very,
Oh,
very
I have
cusp.
this image of like a black spot flying over at whatever the Morbog's equivalent of what dawn would be. Just like there's some sense of like respite and relief with the morning, and then there's just this foreboding omen. Just this dot coming towards you, quickly growing larger.
Oh, hey, internal server error with Sirenscape. They've, something's fucking up with their servers, apparently. But anyway, as you see this black dot pointed out by Severe kind of coursing through the sky west to east, using your mountain folk lungs, you put your fingers to your lips and unleash this almighty piercing whistle that echoes throughout the Morbog. And you see that shape beginning to turn in your direction.
Can I get a general sense of where we're approaching? Like, approaching from, like, this way?
Approaching it, you saw it kind of approaching from. Hang on, let me just. Yeah, from here to there, but as soon as you let that whistle whistle billow, it's now heading directly from the north.
Oh, okay.
Bang.
Interesting.
Oh god, I'm trying to think of where the best place to jump from onto her would be.
Sable.
No, that's part of my plan. You remember this?
Sable. I have vortex warps for this exact reason. You fuck nugget.
I also have Dimension Door, you fucking nugget.
Okay, well,
You have to go with the
I'm
Dimension
panicking.
Door.
Okay, it's
Calm the
happening.
fuck
Sorry, continue.
Right, go ahead and make a perception check, Liska.
What the fuck am I clicking?
We should tell you when you're about to collide with.
21. It's difficult to make out how many, but you see some figures atop as well. Riding atop.
Looks like she's carrying people too, just to give you a heads up.
Oh, wait.
How tall is this pile, by the way?
That pile is about 5 feet.
Okay, I can hide behind it. Carry on.
And with that, we will end it there.
Yep.
Wait.
Okay.
Oh, next week's gonna be tense.
I have a plan.
It's like,
I'm glad we didn't start the dragon fight this time because then Grunky would have missed out.
Exactly.
like,
Yeah.
like once again, we don't have the dragon fights.
Look, I know I was hoping we'd dive into it, but it kind of worked out considering.
Like, I was at the beginning, but Jenna already started, like recording. Oh, wait,
yeah, I'm
Oh yeah.
going to stop recording in 3, 2,